Hello everybody and welcome to this, well, who's ready for the Riviera Line stream, hey? I mean, this is getting very exciting. We've got Train Sim World 6 very close. It should be, early access will be out tomorrow. So yes, we are we're here. Here we go, and we're going to show Riviera Line. But I'm also joined by some amazing guests. I'm joined by Tyler. And
hello.
Hello, and we've got Joe.
Evening, folks.
And we have Matt, who will be driving. No spads tonight, Matt, please.
I promise nothing.
Oh, fantastic! So yes, you've got an exciting night ahead. But first of all, we'll go through all the usual bits and pieces. So don't forget early access. If you haven't got it pre-ordered for deluxe and special, you get access from tomorrow. So yes, have you got the little the infographics, Matt? On there?
Which one you want up first?
Do you want to do deluxe first, and then we'll do special? Oh, here is deluxe. So you get Morristown, Leipzig, Dresden, Riviera Line, and then you get the 3 deluxe logos there. So you've got that, and then we have, if you can push over to special edition, please.
1 second.
No, you're all right. You're all good.
Special edition. There you go. Sorry, I've been told I'm extremely loud, and other than the fact that normally people tell me that, I thought I should try and adjust my microphone. There we go. I think that's better.
Fantastic. There you go, and that's everything in special edition as well, which you get 5 extra routes with that. Which if you haven't started out before, that's a really good pack. If you've never bought any Trenton World routes before. But also, don't forget, you have got Riviera Line and the Class 220 will also release separately, and they will release on release day. So yes, there are the 2 there. Yes, with Riviera, we've got 60 miles of track with 14 stations, and so it's going to be a brilliant stream. So you've got a lot to look forward to. So yes, I think that's everything that I need to go through. Shall we get started?
Well, before we do that, can we just actually who can we share who Joe and Tyler are? Because we got a yes.
Good, very good one. Yes,
and I think that actually people should know who Joe and Tyler are, just to put their comments into perspective. Joe, do you want to just give us a brief intro? Because I think we've seen you on the stream once before with the West Somerset, wasn't it?
That's right, yes. You may remember me from previous preview streams as the West Somerset Railway Remastered, and also in Dovetail Direct this year. I was very pleased to be part of that. So, yes, my place on this stream is, as well as obviously loving Trains in World and working very hard on the marketing side of things, I lived in Devon for 15 years, so the Riviera Line is a railway line I know very well. Spent a lot of time in Exeter. I've got some really interesting facts to share along the way, and I've also been in touch with someone that we're going to call the mystery signaller, which is a friend of mine that actually worked for Network Rail as a signaller between Exeter and Plymouth, and they've shared with me some really interesting facts that I'm going to share with you as we go along the line. So we'll get to those when we start the services. But that's me, and that's why I'm here.
Fantastic, thank you, Joe. Tyler.
Hi everyone, I'm Tyler. You may have seen me on the Cross City Class 170 stream. I did the timetable for Riviera Line and some of the scenarios. We're working on it since February, and I'm super excited to show you what we've cooked up for you.
Awesome. Okay. Right. I think, should we chat a bit more, or should we play the games? I think we should chat some more. I think that's what people are here for.
Nobody wants to see the Voyager. We can delay that.
No, that's fine. Speaking of that, our plan for this evening, we're going to run a scenario or service with the 150. We're going to run a service with the 802. Then we're going to run a service with the 220, and then we're going to do a bit guard mode on the 150. So remember that, folks. Share it with people saying, "OMG, when's the Voyager coming on? When's the Voyager coming on?" 150, 802, 220, and then guard mode. Okay. Yeah. I will adjust volumes as we go, and we'll adjust. I haven't seen what. Can you say something, Tyler, for me?
Something. How was that?
Okay, I might need to adjust Discord volume a little bit. I'll wait until people say more than one word. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
Right, okay, let's get into Riviera Line. We'll start off as we normally do with a look at the scenarios. So you've got scenarios for the main pack, and then you've got the Voyager ones. So we've got wind interruptions, limited power. That one's a power failure, where along the way you get a power failure, and then you've got to make your way up one of the steep banks with a little bit less power than you should have. Day of the Dispatcher. This is Liam getting creative again, isn't it? This one is really interesting. So you know how guard mode was a new thing that was trialled on the Manchester route that I can't remember the name of. This is another one of Liam's experiments. Day of Dispatcher looks particularly neat, and I think what we might try and do is squeeze in a look at Day of Dispatcher. I'm not going to do the whole thing at the end, or maybe have a play with that. It's platform dispatching. And I hear lots of good things. I've not actually tried it myself yet. From beaches to banks, we've got Harvest Market, and then you've got Running on Fumes, Grand Opening, and Wave Wall Rescue. Right, so that's scenarios. You've got as usual selection of tutorials, service mode. So, as again, I will add my usual disclaimer, I have everything installed. So you're going to see things in my list which are not on the base pack. You will need all the DLC, 28 layers as you can see here, with lots of stuff coming in from various different add-ons. This route in reality sees an awful lot of heritage because it's a heritage line. It's got such beautiful scenery, and you'll see a lot of heritage stuff being covered there. I think there was an article that covered the timetable in quite glorious detail, if I remember rightly, Jamie. Is that correct?
That would be what Joe wrote, that massive article that you didn't say.
I can't take the credit for that. That was all Tyler that did the timetable.
Really? Wow, there you go.
The baton has been passed around the chat multiple times. It's a good thing. I've seen lots of really good feedback about that article, so it's really, it gives a lot of detail about what there is, and you'll see it as you play. But 802, we're looking at the 48 services there. You got both kinds. You got the 5 and the 9 car. So we just pick one of them. I'm not going to scroll through all of these locos. I'll scroll through some of them just so that you get an idea. There's lots of depot moves. You've got lots of runs up and down the line. The 802 predominantly is a Exeter to Plymouth train, but there are, I think, 1 or 2 Paignton services. There you go. You've got London to Paignton and Paignton to London in there, along with the reversals. You've then got on the 150, you've got a variety of services covering all sorts of things, again including depot moves. On there, they're only short 1-2 minute services, some of those, but lots there. Mostly, again, you're looking at Exeter Paignton, or Exmouth is where the full train service would go to, but Exeter's where it stops in the route. But I think there is at least 1 or 2 going to Plymouth. We have a look.
One each direction, yeah.
There you go. You've got Plymouth to Exeter and David's there, and then you've got some Lara stuff going on there. So there's a good option for stretching the 150 there. And then the Voyager, which we'll be driving third tonight, we'll be driving the Voyager third, is here. And again, you've got you've got the main services between Exeter and Plymouth, and you can see lots of stuff there to do. You've got depot moves again in there as well. And am I right in thinking you've got there you go, the Paignton to Manpick is a Voyager service. So the Voyager and the 802, while they do the long haul runs, they also do the runs on the other bit, so you can run it everywhere for a different pace, different service, and so forth. You've got steam engines.
If I can jump in for a minute,
Sure.
The service total on the 802 is a lot more than 48. That total was only for the I think the 5-car version. The 802 comes in the 5-car and 9-car, and then 5 plus 5. So you'll get to drive all 3 of those. But it was 48 for the /1. There's a bunch more for the /0. So I think there's 3 round trips to Paignton, and quite a few more than 48 total.
Well, there you go. So a lot of services. The article, I think, has got all the total counts in it, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The HST figures here as well if you own Great Western Express. In this instance, its presence is as a 4-car unit and represents an unmodified 4-car unit, not a quotes castle, because the castle obviously has got different coaches and actually some modifications to the cab. But we didn't want to miss out on HST because it's very different to driving the 802. And again, you've got a decent range of services there to do with the venerable HST. You've got the 08, which is doing some interesting stuff as part of the preserve runs. Coming from various bases. You can see it's involved in all the preserved railways. I think the 08's used to turn the trains at Plymouth to send them back again, is that right?
Yes, yeah, it turns them around the triangle at Lyra Depot.
Yeah, there you go. Lyra's fully open, by the way, we'll have a look at that. Then you've got a range of heritage trains which are feature on various routes as well. So I think that's enough looking at trains. Let's get on and show the road. So we are first.
Can you turn down just a couple of things? Can you turn down the game audio just a bit and turn your volume just a tad? You're distorting a little bit. Other than that, all good.
So let me turn that down. Right. So how's my volume now? Is that okay now, folks? Let me know if there's any problem with my volume. I've turned the game down, but we will turn it back up again so we can focus on some glorious sounds once we get in. So we're on 2T07 first, and I'm going to put it on these settings. We're going to be doing drive in. Okay, let me turn the sound up on the game. Right, so let's get key in, put it into forwards, instrument lights on, daylights on, and open doors.
There we go. It's nice with these stations because I always like these sort of canopies and how they were built, you know, because you know, in a lot of these stations I don't think they've probably changed ever since the Great Western actually built them. Right,
no, indeed. In fact, you can also go and have a wander up here. It's quite this is all walkable. The whole bridge in a bridge type situation going on here.
And the other footbridge has elevators.
Oh, the other bridge has elevators, does it? Oh, awesome.
Yep. Found the wrong way for the bridge of elevators.
No, it's just behind you.
It's behind me? Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, right above you.
Platform 1 for the 07.
I think they're just the
Great Western Railway service to Exeter Central. Calling at Exeter Central only.
There you go. Bit of announcement, goodness, before we get started. Oh, it's time to... Oh, I've only got 30 seconds before we need to worry about going. Yeah, this is the elevator, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. And we've got the posters as well, haven't we?
Got the new posters as well. I've got the new Calm posters. I've got one there. And there is another one, isn't there? It's a yellow one.
I have seen it, yeah. I did see you go past it, but I couldn't see
the other
what it
one
was.
triggers me every time I see it because it's got the words upside down. And it makes me think, who put that upside down? There it is.
There it is.
And whenever I see it, I'm like, oh no, something's wrong there. And then you think, no, nothing wrong. It's absolutely fine. That's the point. Alright, let's keep going. Let's go forwards actually, there we go. How close is this to release build? This pretty much is the release build at this point. Oh yeah.
The next station is Exeter St. Thomas. This is a Great Western Railway service to Paignton.
Safety systems, by the way, are over here. I forgot to turn them on, so I just did it the hacky way at the moment. Control Enter, but they're just over here.
That caught me out earlier. I was trying to find them. I was going around them ages, like on the 150 cab. I was like, where is it? And then I was looking at like videos of the Transport for Wales one and the other one. I was like, oh, they're there. And to the cabin, I was like, they're not here. Where are? and then all of a sudden I like pressed the button and suddenly the flap would come up. I was like, ah, there they are. Right, you know.
I love the GWE livery, the Great Western livery, because you've got this whole matte tone, glossy tone change where the logo stripe is. It's a really neat effect.
Someone was asking about the Voyager. Can you play that on early access? Yes, you can. If you get deluxe or special edition, you can play the Voyager.
We are now approaching Exeter St. Thomas.
Oh, temporary speed restriction.
On the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Double arrival. Look at this.
This is Exeter St. Thomas. This is a Great Western Railway.
I know, Tyler, you were talking about some of the scenarios, and we were talking about some of the scenarios earlier, but you said there was one in particular that you were quite amazed with, which was the rescue.
Yeah, so Wave Wall Rescue is based on a real event. It's actually a YouTube video of it. There was a train, an 802, that was going through Dawlish, and it was high tide, and it got hit by a wave, I guess, and failed. So it stopped in Dawlish Station, and then a few hours later, after the tide had gone down, they sent an empty train from Lyra to rescue it. So in the scenario, you drive the rescue train, where you run it from Lyra to Dawlish, run wrong main from Newton Abbot to Dawlish, couple on the extra train, and drag it clear. There's no waves by then, so it's safe for you to be there. The tide's gone down, and we've got the weather, so it'll stop raining by the time you get there.
Yeah.
But we looked at real CCTV footage of the event happening and like time stamped it. So at an average driving speed, if you drive to time, you'll get there right when the time stamped CCTV said the real train got there.
That's amazing.
So next stop is Marsh Bottom, which is the news station, I think, opened in 2023.
And the grand opening scenario takes you there on opening day. You get to drive the train that brings the VIPs there for the opening ceremony and actually take part in it. I won't give away too much spoilers.
Yeah.
I think we showed a screenshot of that in the article, didn't we? A bit of a tease for it.
Yes.
It's an interesting place, Marsh Bottom, because it's a, for those that don't know, it's a really busy industrial estate, basically. And at one point, it actually had the largest number of car dealerships in Europe. So every major car brand had a dealership in Marsh Bottom, including the sort of, the high quality brands like the Ferrari and Aston Martins of this world. So it was actually quite an interesting place to go if you're interested in vehicles. And then more recently they built this large waste to energy plant, which is the thing you can see on the right hand side. So it's quite imposing, but it's also quite dramatic. I think it's quite nice. And then they built the station obviously next to that to serve the industrial park, but also the businesses and the housing that was associated with it.
Is Matt going to make the stop? Oh,
it's a perfect stop. Just because I did maximum brakes.
This is a Great Western.
There you go, look.
Look at that, look. That's that, yeah. Yeah, look at that.
Dawlish Warren, Dawlish.
It's quite an imposing facility there, isn't it?
Torquay, and
Yeah, it is, and the
later,
footbridge in the distance there, you can walk over that. That's how you get to the station, and you can also get to the canal and river nearby. It's a good path to the other side, actually, if you're interested. The view from there, you can see the trains go through. Great place to spot from, but also to see that building up close. It's actually quite, as you say, imposing, but also quite impressive.
To travel on this service, please join the train
I think we should clarify the pub is not in Trainstone World. We didn't model that.
For the 0736 Great Western Railway service.
I need to find a way to tell you guys to stop talking when their announcements are on.
Yeah, for those who are watching, we can't actually hear the game audio. So if we suddenly start talking over announcements or audio, we're sorry, we can't hear the game, so we're trying our best.
Great Western Railway service to Paignton.
Right, so the next station is 6.1 miles, so now is the time to hit everyone with loads of facts and figures, because if you keep an eye on the distance to the next station, you get the announcement coming into the station around 650, 700 metre arc on this route. So if once we get down to about the sort of when it starts counting down the meters, if we go quiet, then we can listen to the announcements, and then I'll have a fly around and see what actually Newton Abbot is the place is one of the really good places to listen to announcements. It's got a lovely effect to it. But yeah, we've got plenty of time now, 5.5 miles until we get in, so we can share some facts.
Fantastic. Well, what we'll do is, shall we answer some of the questions while we're at it? One of the ones, let's pick one. Roughly, what's the split of the Class 150 services that are formed of 2 sets compared to a single set?
About half and half for playable services. We've also got AI services to Oakhampton, Barnstaple, and Gunnis Lake, but I think those are all 2 cars, and that's not counted. So playable is half and half.
Brilliant. There is a Marsh Barton question. Here we go. Will the station always appear, or is it a mastery tile? Is there going to be a representation of Jeff Marshall? Everybody remembers that video. So
the station always appears. It's not the mastery, and you'll have to play a scenario if you want to maybe meet Jeff Marshall.
Brilliant. I'll answer a couple of Exeter, or some Exeter as well. Is Riverside Yard included?
Yes, it's fully playable just north of the station.
Good chance to show the map, Matt. The map, Matt. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, so that's Riverside Yard. There's a bunch of static equipment stored in there, based on satellite images. Also, Exeter Depot is just next to the station. That's where all the 150s and 166s are kept overnight, and that it absolutely fills up. If you go there about 5 a.m., you'll see every track has a train in it, and there's some that are stabled overnight in the station. Same with Lyra. Maybe we can spawn into Lyra at 6 a.m. Later in the stream and see how busy it is.
Again, some brilliant. See, the size of the map is quite large. 2 routes for you to go down as well. Let's go on to. Are there any coupling or uncoupling activities within timetable mode, such as Plymouth?
There are several services that couple and uncouple, but just the way the timetable works out, it's AI trains that do most of that, just because the AI train arrives and then couples to the train that's already sitting in the station, or vice versa when it's departing. So you'll see it, but there aren't many opportunities to play it.
Okay, brilliant. And one of the ones, we had a couple about the 150. While we're on the 150, we'll just quickly do those. Will the windows in the passenger compartment 150 be openable?
No, just the cab windows.
No, and someone else asked, why is the Class 150 so clean?
Because we've got a good train washer.
That's very good. Yes, we do.
Good answer.
There's a good train wash at Lyra. All the trains go through it. I think it's mostly a license thing, right? The train operating companies want their train to look clean in the game.
Oh, look at this. Here we go. Here comes the sea. Look at this.
So if you're local to this area, this is all prime rail fanning territory. You've just gone under that new cycle path footbridge, which is a great place to get great photos of the sea and the train. On the right hand side, we're going through the Powderham Castle estate now, which is where the Earls of Devon gave Isambard, Kingdom and Brunel permission to build a railway line through their ground. And a lot of that's public access, public footpaths, so you can get some great shots next to the railway line from there. Then there's also Cockwood Harbour, which we'll be going across shortly, which again is a great place to get shots of trains going across a bridge with boats in the foreground and the river in the background. We did do back in the day. We did a We Are Rail Fans article about rail fanning along this stretch of line.
Right, we're going to have an announcement coming up in a second.
Stop.
We are now approaching the start.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Is it? Coming in Starcross, and then there'll be a Dawlish Warren next to it. So Dawlish Warren's interesting because you get pulled off of the main line, and normally there's a bit of a wait there while you have to wait for something to pass you. Wow, I am coming into every station so hot. I don't know what's
You
going
are.
on. Whenever I played this route previously, I've crawled into every
This is a
station.
Great Western Railway service to Paignton. The next.
Oh, I missed. I cut off the announcement. Whoops. Right, Joe, can you tell us about this building?
Yes, so this is a legacy of when this railway was first built as an atmospheric railway. So when this line was first sort of concepted by Brunel, he obviously wanted to push the boundaries of technology and create something that sort of sucked the train along through some form of vacuum technology, and that required a sort of pumping system. And so you had these buildings built with this technology inside to create the vacuum to suck or blow the train along the track. And of course it sort of failed. It would have allowed trains to traverse steeper gradients and go around tighter curves, but in practice it just didn't really work. So they converted it to a traction railway, a normal railway, but the buildings still remain, or some of the buildings still remain, and that one is one of them. I think it's listed as well, possibly.
I just had an engine failure, so I've just restarted the engines.
There's another building for the atmospheric railway. I think it was a pumping house in Exeter near the yard.
The sort of awkward thing about converting it to a normal railway is of course it was built over the steep gradients and the tight curves, which we'll come to later, so it's actually quite an awkward railway for trains to operate on, because they can't get the high speeds and they can't go around the corners as quick as they would have done if the atmospheric technology came into place. But we'll get to that later down the line, because for us as Trains and World players it actually creates some really exciting gameplay, but yeah, frustrating for the service patterns and what have you. Signal of fact, which I believe was along this stretch, somewhere between Starcross and Dawlish during the storms, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, when we get close to Dawlish. There was one occasion where a boat broke loose of its moorings and knocked over a signal on the railway line, and it actually necessitated that signal to be replaced. When it was replaced initially with a ground signal or a shorter signal, and because it couldn't be seen from HST cabs, they put in a temporary speed restriction, which of course is very poignant given the feature that we've got now in Trains and World 6.
One of the things that was what I'd like to point out, obviously you had an engine fault there, Matt. What did you do to resolve that? And obviously, that was something that comes up completely random. That would, something you don't expect that to happen, would you?
Well, you do once you know that they're going to come, but no, they're random, so they'll come up or not come up whenever they do. So you'll generally want to be stopped. So remember, you only lost one engine, so the other way you've got 4 more in a case of a train like this. So nurse it into the next station, then stop, and then you'll want to put into neutral, put your brake into full service, stop all of the engines, and then restart all the engines, and then you can get going again as you go.
Thank you.
So this red light coming into Dawlish Warren is an approach release from red. So it's a timed release, so it's not, there's no something in there, it is making sure that I have slowed down because of that 25. There you go, it's just changed. It looked like it was because of the AWS, it's not. It's a timed section, and it's because of that reduction in speed, because I'm being pulled off to the left.
We are now approaching Dawlish Warren.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
So they do it that way so that effectively they've got signal protection, which means that if you're going too fast, I'm not saying anyone on tonight's stream is driving too fast, but then effectively what would happen is that you'd spad that signal, and then you come to all the emergency brakes would come on and stop the train. So it's just a safety precaution. You'll find approach release red used in quite a few places actually. It's one of the things that's come up a lot in the beta testing, is that I think the team were quite surprised at how frequently it's there, but it is all straight from the diagrams, so quite realistic.
Now coming in, and we've got the fair on the left as well.
After you stop, this is a good spot. The fair has night lighting, so if you go into photo mode, Matt, you can show that off maybe. It also has music that plays, which I quite like.
This is Dawlish Warren. This is a great...
Right, let's go and have a look over here. You
You'll
can
be,
just about hear
you'll be
that.
here
I wonder if it's over here. I'm trying to hear an announcement. No. Maybe it's the train over here. So photo mode, yeah?
Yeah.
Probably not have it blurry though, right?
Yeah, there you go.
I'd go further over to the right so you can see the other rides.
Look at that. That's cool.
There we go. Look at that.
Very neat.
And as if by magic.
Now you'll be here for another 5 minutes or so. There's a faster train that's going to overtake you here.
Oh, I
I
love
want to make a mini golf simulator.
I know. I want to go down and play that. That looks so cool.
Epic fail. This is so good. When it looks so good, you want to actually get out of the train and play some golf.
Oh, and you've got the camping coaches as well. Don't forget.
Oh, yeah,
Behind the... There you go.
Oh, and they've got the racing go-karts over here too. The not racing go-karts. Time is it? 7:50, 7:54. That's me.
So I picked this service because it has the shortest wait here. Some of them wait for much longer. But that said, we value our players' time. So any service that has longer than 10-minute wait, and there's a few of them here, and there's others that wait in Newton Abbott. We split those into a part 1 and a part 2. So if you don't want to sit here and watch the fair rides for 10 minutes, you can go back to the menu and then select part 2 and effectively skip the waiting time.
One of the things that actually, I can't remember who it was, suggested we really ought to highlight more is that you don't have to go back to the menu for continued services like that. If you want to sit here and just carry it on and do that 1 and 2 as one service, you can just do that. You could return to free roam and then it will just carry on and you can wait the 10 minutes and then take the service on for its part 2. It is your choice. If you want to do it as one service, you can do that. If you want to do it as 2 and skip the wait, you can do that too. We need to dig out. They've got some facts on the figures about audio.
Yeah, do you want to
Find it.
Oh, here comes your overtaking service.
There we go.
Wait, what are spoilers? Voyager through ahead of us. Sometimes you get an A22, sometimes you get Voyager, all sorts of things. Right, so Adam, our audio person, was saying, oi, tell them stuff. Right, so where the audio for the 150? Right, audio for the 150. Let me have a look through the notes. So we did a complete survey of GWR Class 150 at Exeter Depot. When I say we, I mean Adam and his team. This trip we had hoped to do for the Cardiff route, but we're unable to do in time for that route. But we then we then got the opportunity for this route. And then we updated the Cardiff route at the same time. Rivet's audio team actually joined the Dovetail team at the depot, so we went down there en masse. Using our equipment and gained lots of valuable knowledge. The trip included several hours of static recording in the depot itself, and then GWR actually gave us our own Class 150 for a private return run from Exeter to Depot to Paignton and back. So there's an awful lot there of opportunity to record, which the team made great use of. And an awful lot of back and forth actually between beta testers, between our audio team and obviously Rivet themselves in terms of then the application of that audio. So absolutely tons of reference that was obtained for this one. And a lot of time spent on it. So the physics also got an updated, quite a significant overhaul as well, which feeds into obviously it's key to the audio as well. So lots of changes across the board, to be honest, on this one. I know your team spent an awful lot of time on the 150 over and over again. Several times they thought they were finished, didn't they, Tyler? And then the beta team said no.
Yes, there's been quite a bit of iteration, but that just means, you know, more time and iteration is more polish, more time to get right. The 802 also has, we'll play that next, but I really like the way the 802 sounds. That's had a lot of time to polish as well.
Yeah, I've got some notes on the 802, so I can cover that in a bit. One thing that's important to also recognise is the 150 is the new Wayfinder livery, which has got the enhanced accessibility decals and colouring on it.
Oh, I did wonder.
You're looking at Wayfinder deliveries and not looking at the speed limit. Everyone can pretend to be surprised, right? Okay, up to 80 again. Well, I'm 70. Definitely not 80, this thing's only got a speed limit of 75.
Yeah. And then we get to we're now coming round to the corner to the most infamous part of the line. Here we go. Round to Dawlish itself. Here we go. Look at this. Doesn't that look amazing? Look at that.
That seawall is, again, a prime rail fanning spot. If you can get photos on that seawall, you'll get some of the best shots of trains in anywhere in the country, I would say.
Really great in photo mode, and then not this footbridge, but there's a footbridge right at the end of Dawlish Station you can climb up on and train watch from.
We are now approaching Dawlish.
Please mind the gap between the train and the
Choco said, can you walk on the seawall?
Part of the seawall, yes. Adjacent to Dawlish Station, the seawall is open. We've got some NPCs hanging out there, eating ice cream and watching the sea. There's another question. Somebody asked if there are seagulls, and yes, you'll see seagulls here and at Starcross. I'm sure other places as well. This is where I've spotted them.
Fantastic.
So I'm gonna talk about something in a minute that may need a trigger warning. I didn't get a chance to do the trigger warning last time on Morristown. I'm going to give you that trigger warning now. Mute the stream if you wish, and I'll wave. I'll when we start driving again. It's safe to unmute. But I want to talk about something really important to us and show you something. And I just don't want anyone to get distressed if it's about one of our colleagues. So because that's right here.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to give you just a moment to respond to that.
This is Dawlish. This is a Great Western Railway service to Paignton. The next station is Plymouth.
Newton Abbot, Torquay, and Paignton.
Okay, announcement. So yes, one of our colleagues, Chris Edwards, he was the producer for TSW. Spent a lot of time on this release. And actually worked with yourselves heavily, didn't you, Tyler, on this release, on this particular route. And very, very sadly, he passed away. Going to miss him dearly. He contributed a lot. He really loved the game. He loved the team, and really loved the community. He was spending a lot of time working with the beta team, which is why Eddie was very, very keen to say something, because he meant a lot to the team. And just to remember Chris, we put a bench here just in memory of him. As game's drowning my voice. So so just say that one more time. One of our colleagues passed away, Chris Edwards, during the final stages of development TSW6, and he worked very closely with the beta team, with Rivet, with all the people in and around, including the beta team, which is why Eddie was keen to say something. And we put this bench here with Rivet just to remember Chris. So big thank you to Chris for everything he contributed to Train Sim World 6. Really sad he wasn't here to see the fruits of his hard work. But we can all just come here, walk around, enjoy the fabulous views. We thought we'd give Chris a good view out over this amazing seafront. Thank you once again, Chris. And thank you all for allowing me to just pass that on. It's very, very important. I really miss him dearly.
Yeah, we've all worked with him, and he was a lovely chap. So yeah, and you can see, thank you, thanks for your comments in the chat as well. But yes, it's a very sad loss. Right, then we will move on that, and we'll continue showing off Chris's work, the stuff that Chris helped produce. Right, so we are now on our way to Plymouth.
As Jamie pointed out, this sort of being the most infamous part of the route, naturally it's because of the storms that happened and the rebuilding that took place, the sprayed concrete that was quite highly publicised, and all this wonderful work that's gone to pedestrianise it and make it wonderful for tourists and locals alike. I've got another fantastic fact here from the Mystery Signaller, saying that the track circuits in this area suffer from spray coming over the wall that causes them to go occupied and locks the signals at red. They had a system called special working, which could be switched from Exeter, where about 4 block sections would be combined into one. Once a train had dropped the track circuit ahead of the first signal, it would stay at red even if that section went clear until the track sections at the end of the special working section, further on and beyond the point of the spray, operated in sequence. This system was effectively ruled out. It was all controlled from Exeter. There was basically a big override button to say, there's water on the line. And it's now monitored by axle counters. And that's to allow the trains to keep moving rather than having to walk the drivers of the trains past each signal in sequence. So they have a system with axle counters now that kind of track things as they go. And they also made the line bi-directional. Again, to help if the down line is suffering from waves overtopping the wall. It's also frequently used for overtaking moves when the line is busy with late running, which of course will never happen on a Train Sim World live stream, I'm sure, to allow non-stop trains to overtake those calling at Dawlish and Teignmouth. Ironically, nowadays the cliff is as much of a risk, so the down could probably do with being bi-directional as well. Millions has been spent in the last decade shoring up the cliff and the walls, of course. So a little bit of interesting geography and signalling combined there, I think.
Very good. Very good.
It's fascinating hearing about how real world problems affect the railways in such strange ways that might not be really obvious at all. There's just, I hear lots of stories like when they introduced the new trains over on our line, on the Great Eastern Main Line, Jamie. You remember when they brought the flirts in, and there was a weird quirk that the flirts, the way they interacted with the trains, with the track infrastructure, meant that the level crossing gates would come down and then immediately go back up again.
Yes.
Followed shortly by a train going through them.
Yes. Funnily enough, it was on the branch where I live. With main, and yes, it was quite sudden, and so it was, funnily enough, to do with autumn leaves. I think that was what it was meant. Leaving the, the residue on the rails. So yeah, that's been resolved now, which is good.
We are now approaching.
There you go. Teignmouth.
And I'm not reading chat because I know it'll stress me out to know how many people are watching me. A little bit of fear of public speaking, but if anyone's asking about the bi-directional line that is simulated in Riviera Line, it's not the track we're on, it's the other one that's bi-directional. It's not used in the timetable because the timetable it follows the working timetable, assuming all trains are running on time. So they're not using it, but it should be available in Scenario Planner. So I'm curious to see what people do with it.
Coming into Teignmouth. There's a station coming up soon. I'm going to drop some serious TSW lore. This is classic stuff, actually. Brings back so many memories for me. But that's coming up in a couple stations, I think.
This is Teignmouth. This is a great.
And look at this, as I was talking about the canopy, look at the livery of the station. Look at the outside and look at that. That is absolutely stunning. There you go.
People getting on trains! Sorry. I shouldn't get excited about that, but I will, because it's cool. Said Tasker, what's the max speed on the Exeter Plymouth section? So the fastest bit of the route is Exeter to Newton Abbots, which is a fair chunk, because it's 100 miles an hour.
Newton Abbot. This is a Great Western Railway service to.
Yeah, it's 100 from Marsh Barton, approximately Marsh Barton towards the curves before Starcross. And then you've got a fast section here, and then you get up to 90 between here and Newton Abbot.
You've got some nice sort of different speed sections. It's not all the same speed, so you've got, there's something I found with the sort of the thing I was driving with it. You've got a lot of variety. You've got the speed. You've got the slower services. you've got, I mean, the rail tools, the amount of rail tools that on this as well, as we were talking. It's actually one of the rail tools that I remembered. That, I mean, I didn't go and see, but I would have loved to have been. Is it was called the Dawlish Donkey, which I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but it was a 14XX Great Western 042 tank with 4 Mark 1s, and it was flying up and down the this line, doing rail tour. Which I think was the only ever time we went. It was 1450 from Seven Valley. Yeah.
Some stunning rock formations out here.
Yeah. I can't wait to see everybody's screenshots. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
Don't forget, chat, you know, when you get into the game, we can't wait to see your screenshots. Share them, you know, we can't wait to see.
I'm particularly curious to see which rail tours are the most popular. I really like we've got 2 Western rail tours. Those are my favorites, but I'm curious to see what chat thinks.
Yeah.
I think the thing with those rail tour services as well is, particularly with things like Flying Scotsman and the Western, it's a real opportunity to drive them in a way you've not been able to drive them on other routes before. You know, Paddington to Reading was very flat and sort of very high speed. East Coast Main Line for Scotsman was sort of the same, whereas as we'll see later on, this, you know, James alludes to it in Dovetail Direct. I think it's the curves and the gradients. I mean, it's actually a real challenge for some of these locomotives, particularly given the lengths of trains they're pulling as well. So it should be a new kind of service for these trains that people have probably got already in their collection.
I did find that out. I stalled on the Dawlish Bank, on the Devon Banks with Scotsman. Then tried to think, I'll just, you know, I'll go into free roam and I'll just stick down a Jubilee, stick on that on the front and double heads. No, that didn't. So I think I learned my lesson. Do it again, I think, at some.
Had another engine stall, so I'm just going to nurse it into Newton Abbot, and then I'll fix it in Newton Abbot. I mean, I've still got 3 engines out of 4, so it's not like it's a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, talking about steam engines on the route, I was driving the Flying Scotsman out of Plymouth, and it is different. It is different. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
Think again. Oh, hello. Got more spoilers.
Yeah.
I think we've got. Can't remember what I was going to say there. The Voyager completely wiped my brain. It was so exciting. This is just complaining about the same engine. Don't worry.
Speaking of the Voyager, if you joined the stream late and didn't hear, now we're driving the Class 150. After that, we're driving the 802, and then our 3rd train for the night, we're going to drive the Voyager. So don't leave. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We've got some exciting coming your way.
So I think we got another approach release from Reading to Newton Abbot, if memory serves.
I believe so.
Because of that 40, I suspect.
You also get a release from, I think it's Red, if you drive the southbound or westbound, I'm not sure which direction it technically is, but the sleeper to Penzance, you'll cross over and use an unusual platform at Newton Abbot, but it'll give you approach Red on this signal. It's a bit of a different sort of path for that train.
So other approach release on my platform is occupied, but then there's a red after the platform, which seems unlikely, its occupation.
The red after the platform is probably to avoid blocking a train coming off the Paignton branch.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
It's a single lead junction, just past Newton Abbot, so it gets pretty busy.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform, and take care when stepping down from the train.
Oh, there we go, it's changed. That was approach release.
Have we had the announcement yet?
Yeah, the platform announcement coming into here, we've heard. We'll get another one as soon as we stop. Right, once we get stopped, we'll let the announcement play, and then I'll do the restart procedure on the engine so you can see that, and I'll go through it slowly.
Fantastic, thank you.
Most faults are literally just turn it back on again. So, you know, you get like a headlight fault or something like that, you just use the fuse, turn it back on again.
This is Newton Abbot. This is a Great Western Railway service to Paignton. The next station is Tor.
Right, so put your full brake into full service, put your reverser to neutral, shut the engine, hear the engine shut down, and turn that fan on, and then hit the start button again. There you go, fault has been fixed, so we're good to go again.
You mentioned wanting to listen to the platform announcements, Matt, at Newton Abbot?
Oh yeah. Typical, there's no trains coming around. No, not for about 15 minutes.
I don't know whether this would have answered your signalling thing earlier, but I've got here, all the tracks at Newton Abbot were originally going to be one line over from where they are now, with the main lines having an island platform. The panel was even installed with this layout on it. It got changed to the current layout at the last minute, and what would have been the up main platform was filled in to provide the wide concourse that exists today.
Very interesting.
Oh, so it was going to come down here.
Yeah. Then we had some questions earlier on in the chat, which I'm just... I saw someone asked how long the route was. The route is 60 miles, I think, off the top of my head. Yes, 60 miles, 14 stations between Exeter and Plymouth. And obviously, you got the little branch down to Paignton as well.
The next station.
Matt, do you want to show off the semaphore signals here?
Hang on a second.
Yes.
Right, say that one more time.
Do you want to show off the semaphore signals?
Oh, where is that?
Go take a left. It's on this bridge this road you're about to go underneath.
There they are.
Hey, look at that.
This is a real scene from real life that we just had to include.
Yeah, it's very cool. If you go and find it online, you can find picture of the real. It's an old Newton Abbot gantry.
It's on Street View. You can go and our signaling guy even like did custom models of some of the signals where like the arm of the semaphore had broken off to make it look like the real thing.
I believe it marks the entrance to a supermarket car park.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe it's an Aldi.
I was going to say we made many jokes about it having Aldi signals on it.
The Railway Studies Collection also have their base in Newton Abbot. So if you're into your railway history, particularly GWR history, there's actually a special library in Newton Abbot where you can dig into archives and get information about railway history.
Golden Fleece says he sees those signals every day, so that's really cool. I mean, I must admit, for me, seeing this, probably people in this chat will remember Riviera in the 50s, and that was one of the routes on Train Sim Classic. Yes, I mean, I used to play that route so much. I used to use that route a lot because it were, the halls and castles. I think it was Panyas, wasn't there as well? That was one I used to play loads.
So this, by the way, we're on the route, the branch now to Paignton. The track that just went off to the right is the one going off to Plymouth. So Newton Abbot is the junction. I just realised the cab light's on. How did that happen? what fish wagons at Kingsway, JP? I don't know what you're talking about.
I was wondering when that was going to come.
Somebody asked in the forum Q&A thread, is the short spur to the northwest of Newton Abbot included to any degree? This is a freight-only line by 2023. Goes to Morton Hampstead, and there was no traffic on it during our period. It does go into a portal, so it could be usable if you want to use it in a scenario, but otherwise, no, there's no traffic on it.
Oh, okay. This 150 is clearly a bucket of bolts.
When I worked for the railway, we had a locomotive that would shut down by itself occasionally. Turns out somebody put the wrong kind of oil in the governor. And so it would slosh and it would like bubble and it would trip the governor, saying there's too much oil, and it would shut the engine down.
I know you were talking about freight. I know that was one of the questions we had, which was, what freight services will there be? Can you go through the freight services?
Yeah, it's quite a bit of freight. Well, there's not as much freight as there used to be, but I have added all of it that remains. So there's sand, which goes from Burngallow to Bow. That runs as 2 sections loaded, so going from Plymouth to Exeter, 2 8-car trains that then you combine in Exeter Riverside Yard. You shut those together to make the full 16-car train. Going the opposite direction, it runs empty 16 cars. There's also China Clay. There's 2 loaded services and 2 empty services, and those are both seasonal, so you won't always see them. Sort of trying to make it some variety depending on when you play. You'll see different services. There's also sort of future proofing. So once the cargo line nuclear pack comes out, this will have nuclear waste being transported. And that's with top and tail Class 66s from the Edinburgh-Glasgow Engineering Express pack, and a rider coach from one of the JT packs. There's also static aggregate wagons at Riverside Yard from Great Western Express. So there's a fair amount of gameplay. There's also, of course, the railhead, and there's a ultrasonic inspection train using top and tail Class 37s that roams around the route testing the track as well.
Brilliant, thank you for that.
We have been doing a bit of tweaking on some of the faults, and the 150 is faulting its engine too much. So we have made some adjustments, but that won't be on day one. Day one, this is basically what you'll be seeing. If you don't like it, then suggest you just turn faults off if you're driving the 150. But otherwise than that, shortly after release, the first patch, there'll be a change to make the 150 just a little bit less of a bucket of bolts. Into Tor, and you know what you do if you find out that that Tor is locked.
What?
Do you know where you go?
Where's that?
Torquay.
No.
That's bad.
That's a hat. Go on, get a chat. We need a clap for that. That was I do like that one. That was.
Actually, I've just seen a collectible we should shop because I like this collectible a lot. Let's pop them into neutral.
Oh yeah, there we go. Here's the cannons. I didn't know you could still fire them after you
Yeah,
found
you can
them.
still fire them.
Oh, that's so cool.
Is there any more fun to be had? Cool boots.
The GWR benches.
Benches.
As well.
I was just going to say, yeah, I don't know if we'd mention those.
I don't know.
2 colors. There's red ones at Paignton, I believe.
Oh, announcement.
823, Great Western Railway service to Exeter.
Go. Right. Let's get back on our train. Go back to work. Stop.
Having fun. You want a one ball blast?
Just going back to Tyler's breakdown of the freight services, someone in the chat was asking about why is there Southeastern High Speed? Where does that layer in? And obviously, I guess, Tyler, that's with some of the rolling stock in mind, right? The freight stuff.
Yes, Southeastern High Speed is where the aggregate wagons come from for the sand trains.
The next
And if we didn't mention it at the start, I can't remember if we did. Apologies if we did. But some of the add-ons are currently, there's a week-long deal sale on Steam. So I know Great Western Express is in that, and the Railhead Treatment Train, and Midland Main Line, I think is the other one.
Yes.
I think it is. Yeah. Very
Yeah,
well
Midland
done.
Main Line provides the stand-ins for the Southwestern Class 159 at Exeter.
Oh yeah, I forgot to reset the engine, didn't I? Thanks, Dom. I'll do that at the next station. It's alright, we've still got 3, yes, I think. So we're alright. Just to be a little bit slower.
Someone did ask in the chat, can you get multiple engine failures, or is it just one at a time?
I think you can. I think you can. I was asking the engineer who did this today. You know, you got 4 engines on a 4-car unit. There's 1 per vehicle, so in theory you can have all 4 of them die. Obviously, at that point you probably want to stop and restart them.
Yeah.
And take care when stepping down from the train.
Right, we're coming up to
Joe.
Torquay, so I'm going to lay down a bit of history. Because this station holds a special place in my heart, not geographically, just because of the model, because I find it really, really, I don't know, it's different. Whenever I come into this station in the game, it's just like, this was the first 3D, not this exact thing, but actually the one from Riviera in the Riviera Main, the Riviera, what do we call it, Riviera Modern. Stopping, was the first thing, one of the first things I brought into Unreal Editor before there was a TSW, when I was trying to help people understand what a first-person train sim would look like. You know, outside of just driving trains, because we had Train Sim Classic, people got that. But why would you want to walk around the platform? What would that mean? Torquay was the place we did that. Let me just show you. Unfortunately, I don't have the video anymore, which I'm really gutted about, because I did like a half-hour video to sort of explain this. And the idea was that, I think it was here, you would start off in an area like a training centre building, and you would walk around, and then you would use a screen to select what you wanted to do, and let's say you wanted to run Riviera Line. Then you go into a lift, and it would wobble, wobble, wobble. Then the door would open, and you would walk out onto Torquay Station, and you'd look around. Oh, excellent. And while you were standing here, a Class 52 would go blasting up on the line up there, and like, oh, wow, that's amazing. And then you could wander down here, walk all over the platform, which was really cool. And then you walk down here, and actually I'd unlocked all of this and sort of modelled a bit inside the signal box, so you could go inside the signal box, and when you were up in the signal box, another 52 would come blasting up the main line. And then you'd walk back up here, and then when you got back up here, sorry, walking very slow. You get back up here, and then I'd opened out this model, because again in the TS Classic model you couldn't do this, so I opened out this and I modelled all of this in here, so that you could get out here, go upstairs and walk out and look out the top, and again see another 52 blasting around. I just had the 52 and some Mark 1s blasting up and down as just a little thing being pushed along the track, essentially, because we didn't have track at the time. This was literally just a mock-up that I did without textures. and you could change platform and go and have a look around there. Oh, the diesel engines. So this was the station that was used to prove the concept, essentially at a very high level, of why walking around and so forth in train simulation would add a new dimension to it. So yeah, really cool stuff. Actually, I was so happy. I'd completely forgotten about it until I drove into Torquay the first time. I'm like, I remember this station. So it was a long time ago.
Don't forget the engines.
Don't forget the engines. We've got 3 down now. Right, gone in full service. Let's stop. Engines are down. Start up again.
We put it into neutral.
The next station is Paignton. This is a Great Western Railway service to Paignton.
If you forget how to start the train, the grand opening scenario includes a cold start, so you can write yourself how to do it there.
Like I said, the frequency of engine fails will be adjusted in the first patch, but for now, if it's too much, you don't like it, just turn off train faults.
The hotel in the left I've stayed in before as well, when you come through the station.
Could you see the track from your room?
No, I think we were a coastal view, not station view, annoyingly. But I can remember, and this was quite vividly, I can remember missing a rail tour. I think we were in the hotel room and like we didn't hear it because we were near the coastal end. And then I remember looking out the window because you heard a whistle further along and you could just see the steam go past. I was like, drat. I know. I remember going to Paignton Dartmouth for the first time as well. Going to see, can't remember what loco it was. Don't think it was Hercules, I think it was Goliath. That's right, Goliath at Paignton.
Yes, we're going to do guard mode last, cheese ball, after Voyager.
Someone has asked about passenger improvements. What passenger?
So there's no changes to the physical passengers. There's no changes to the basic behaviours of them. We fixed a couple of fairly big bugs. One of which was that passengers would look dumbly at the train and not get on. There's that diesel engine again. Thankfully, like I said, the diesel engine failure rate has been improved in the first patch. Yeah, basically they would. You'd have passengers that were all sitting there, and we've got some debug, so you can see that they are intending to board the train, and then when you open the doors, they don't. We have now figured out what that is, and what you'll find is that lots more people now get on your train. So that improvement, that's a fairly significant improvement.
I noticed someone else say that we should have made a Faulty Towers talk here. Yes, I did think about that. Yes.
Guessing the red light for Paignton might be the level crossing gates.
Yes,
it may also be approach release because of the 15 there as well.
It's the approach release.
It is approach
level crossing gates will, they'll already have triggered. Yeah, Paignton has an interesting setup. We'll see when we get there, but trains can only reverse either on platform 2, which is where you're going. You're going to cross over before the station. Or if you arrive on platform 1, you have to either back out the way you came to cross over or continue past into the carriage sidings, Goodrington sidings, to change ends. Both of those are included based on the way the real service did it. And what you'll also notice, so platform 1 is for arriving trains only, and we've told the passengers not to wait for trains there because they'll never board.
We're changing over.
Here we go. And we've got a bit of a heritage railway to show as well, haven't we?
We do.
Did you say that we were on time to see a move potentially?
Yes, hopefully we're not too late. I don't remember if it was arriving or departing.
Soon find out.
So that footbridge we just passed under, you can climb up that and stand by those NPC photographers who watch trains.
Fantastic.
That's something the beta testers specifically requested. Several of them said, I like to stand here in real life, can we do it in the game? And we said, yeah, we can make that for you.
Let's see if there's a train there now who's coming in all right.
Right, listen to an announcement. Right, but the announcements don't do it. This train terminates here. So.
Oh, there it is. It's in. There it is. AF's at the other end. There you go.
Do we need to give a bit of context for? I'm sure lots of people know what the Dartmouth and Paignton Railway is, but A, in the context of what is and isn't included in the route, but B, also kind of what is it in real life, sort of thing.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Jamie. I mean, you're the steam guy, but yeah, I mean.
Oh well, yeah. There we go. Well, yes. So this is the Paignton Dartmouth Steam Railway. So we've got Paignton modelled and the Goodrington Sands Yard, I think, haven't we?
Yeah, we got Goodrington Sands. Yeah.
So yes, you will see, as you see there, that the AF will run round the train and will take the departures out of Paignton. Yes, you will actually see heritage services go in and out. So yes, it's great to see it in as well. I've been a couple of times and it's a lovely. Oh, some hats there. Oh, you can walk into the platform. Some hats. There you go.
All of a sudden transferred back in time.
Yeah.
The runaround moves are playable, so you can do the service where you uncouple the locomotive, run it into this head shunt over here, and then drive it around the train and couple it back up in preparation for the next departure.
Fantastic.
Do you know when it's due to run the forward move?
Oh, this one's not doing the runaround. This is
end of day.
Waiting for the first service. There's two steam engines that the railway runs because there's two trains and they run at the same time. So that one just arrived from where they park it overnight, and now it's going to sit there for probably an hour. There's another one that'll arrive at some point. I'm not sure how soon.
Well, let's just have a quick walk up to Goodrington.
Yeah.
And these are visible presumably for people that have got Peak Forest and West Somerset. Is there anything else required?
I believe it's just Peak Forest and West Somerset.
What would be the 08? It's sitting in. Does the 08 do anything? Oh, here comes
the 08. Oh, here it is. The 08 comes from Preston to Carlisle, but it is not a requirement for the steam trains to show up.
Here comes a Jubilee. Look at that.
And the 08 actually moves around throughout the year. There's a few static layers you'll notice. They appear in different places to give the world some life.
This is Goodrington, isn't it?
Yeah, this is Goodrington. Yeah.
Yeah, trains will wait here. I think all types of the 150, 802, and the 220 all have some time here. And then at least one of the rail tours runs around its train here before returning.
Fantastic.
Go back to Paignton, and then we'll get on and have a look at the 802.
Yeah. Yes, West Coast Main Line train spot. Yeah, the female train spot. Yeah, I noticed it was running a light engine head code down. That's quite interesting. That.
And they switch head codes as well when they depart with their train. They even switch the right head codes. I was told, I think some of our beta testers work or like volunteer at Heritage Railway, and they told me, yes, even with they'll actually switch head codes for running around the train from a passenger service to light engine, and they do that in the game as well.
That's brilliant. Well done. That's fantastic.
Put them both up the back here. Gives everyone something to look at, I guess, up the when they're coming into the railway.
Actually, sometimes they store them there overnight. From remember, been a couple of times. The locos have sat there.
I found them here in a lot of videos and photos, so I put them there in the game as well.
That's awesome.
Don't get run over, Matt.
Me? Not me. Anybody seen anything good? Yeah, I know that 150 was rubbish for the command, wasn't it?
I've decided my personal headcanon is that one of these NPCs must be Josh, who's our beta tester, who's always taking great photos, great screenshots.
Oh, Josh is good, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's enough of Paignton. Let's move on to the 802 running 1 Alpha 81.
Yep.
Joshua Summers, you need West Somerset Railway for the coaches and Peak Forest for the trains. The 802 service, which is it, /0 or /1?
I think it's a /1. Could be wrong.
1 Alpha. Oops. 1 Alpha 81. Yeah. Oh, there it is. I already run this one. So, definitely not practicing at all.
I'm going right back to Paignton.
Right. Actually, let's put that back in neutral. Get the doors open. And then back here, we've got that one, and that one. Yeah.
Vigilance as well, is it?
And ATP should have a breaker as well.
Oh yeah, ATP.
And Vigilance is DSD and then Vigilance, yeah.
There
you go.
I think we've got everything turned on now. Excellent. Now we can put it into forward. Excellent.
TPWS and AWS operational.
Geek Daddy, we will show Plymouth with the 220, won't we?
Yes.
Do you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll look outside at the 802. I love it. I just like the GWR look at it. I think it looks stunning.
I love all the little different like applications they do as well. Like they you know, the different namings, and different variants of their livery they do. It's always great to see, you know.
Put the headlights on. That's better.
Bradley has asked us to have a speed set, the 802.
No, there's no working speed set in the 802. However, there is some speed control in ATP. I don't know if and when you want me to talk about that, Matt.
Let's talk about it now.
Yeah.
So ATP is around the speedometer, and there's full supervision, which is not on this route. That's only from London to Bristol. We have it in partial supervision, and it has 3 functions. So it's currently on right now. You can because the LED display has those three red dots at the bottom. Yep, sorry, that one, the red panel. Yep.
Yeah.
So if you will not or should not hit 128 miles an hour, but if you do hit 128 on Riviera Line or anywhere else in free roam, it will give you a warning. It'll flash max. If you hit 131, it'll apply full service braking until you stop. Then you can press there's a button below it that says brakes. You can press that to reset it, and you can continue.
Sounds as we take off.
I figured, that's why I shut up. The other two functions, there's another one that's automatic, which is rolling away protection. So if you stop on a grade and when you get going, you roll backwards at all. If you roll more than 10 meters or faster, roll back faster than 5 miles per hour, rollback protection will activate and it'll apply the emergency brake for you. And the display will say ROL for rolling away. The brakes button will illuminate. You can, again, once the brakes button starts flashing, you can press that to disable the system and continue. The third function is shunting mode. So use that if you're in a yard or if you are passing a signal at danger. It basically supervises your speed to 20 miles per hour or less. You have to be stationary, put the reverser in neutral. Then you push the shunt button, and the LED display will say H, and then it will give you a warning at 23 miles per hour or a full service brake application at 26 miles per hour.
Brilliant. Every time I sit in the cab of this thing, I think, why am I in the Javelin? Because of that cushion on the front there.
Great to see you all here, loving the audio tip.
Right, let me give you the audio team's feedback on this. So 802 running sounds and traction motor sounds came from All Aboard Studios, implemented by Rivet with assistance by Dovetail and then reviewed by us. Engine sounds came from real-world recordings we made of the 801 that we did with LNER a couple of years ago. These are the same engines as the one found in the 802, they're just more of them. It's the 800 that has the same engine but rated differently, so they do sound different. So that's why one of the reasons we did this version. All other sounds came from the 801 recordings that we obtained with LNER. All other sounds came from 801 recordings you obtained from the same recording trip above at LNER, as the cabs on AETs are all very modular in their design. Difference being the APT, which of course didn't exist on the LNER version, but we were able to obtain the correct sounds for the partial supervision it runs on this section of the Great Western Main Line. Beta team, I'm going to shut up in a minute. Just the audio. Announcement in a minute.
We are now approaching Torquay.
So different sounds in here. Beta team have been massively involved in the feedback over balance between diesel engines, traction motor volume, and how they're both fairly even matched in loudness as they pull away. And Rivet worked really hard to make that feel. Let me come into the station and then I can read the rest. It's difficult to drive a train and read from a document on another screen, has to be said. In the remaster, there is one service for the 802 on GWE, yes, because GWE predates the 802s. But Liam added one service in as kind of like a test run because he knew that you all would like to run the 802 on GWE.
And it's a really nice run too, so you can look forward to that.
What else have we got here? Seen plenty of comments and questions about whether cabs would be quiet or not in the 822 with new running sounds. I think we've combated that a bit. That these trains are actually quite quiet in the cab. They're very insulated. You've seen the seals as you pull away. So yeah, that's where the sounds came from essentially. So big thanks to all aboard for helping us with the sounds on the some of the sound sources. Oh, what did I open then? The wrong doors. No, I just completely didn't press any buttons at all. Excellent.
All right.
I never said I was competent. Let's stand on the end of the platform as we pull away. Oh no, actually there's a different cabin outside and this as we pull off, I think. Let's do that.
Yeah, it goes through all the stations, doesn't it?
Yes, yeah. Right, let's get out of here.
Welcome aboard this Great Western Railway service to London Paddington. We'll be calling at Tor, Newton Abbot, Teignmouth, Dawlish, Exeter St David's, Tiverton Parkway, Taunton, Castle Carey, Westbury, Pewsey, Bedwin, Newbury, Reading and London Paddington.
Okay, lots of announcements. The system is
Next
built to
station
support.
is Tor.
That it's built to support all off-route destinations as well.
Yeah, it's good to hear all the announcements.
You know what services have a lot of announcements is the cross-country services to Edinburgh. I mean, they stop it like up and down the whole country.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember rightly, this service sort of runs up to Newton and it's fairly rapid up to Exeter after that, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go for another sort of 10-15 minutes chat and then we'll go over to the 220, I think. As everybody's...
We're going to end this service at... We're going to leave this service at Teignmouth and go to the 220 according to the planning document.
Yeah.
No, really, we're not going to run it up to the high speed. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I quite like driving this thing at 100. It's good. I don't normally go for the high speed, but this is quite fun at 100. Just feels great.
This is Tor.
You'll notice we've got different stopping markers
This is
for
a
the
Great
802,
Western
those
Railway
purple
service
ones.
to London Paddington.
Another pointless account said, shouldn't the announcement be muffled or can you hear from the cab? So we've actually set up so that there are extra speakers that you can turn off in the settings so that you can always hear announcements in the cab clearly. If you want to turn them down and then either not hear them or hear whatever you would hear potentially in the cab, which will be a lot quieter perhaps or not at all, particularly in the case of locomotives where you wouldn't hear anything at all, you can turn off in the settings. Go into audio, lots of new settings in here, and cab announcements controls the speaker in the cab. So if you turn that all the way off, then you will not hear anything. A lot of trains do have cab announcements though. Even locos in some cases do. Like Morristown's, the locos have a speaker for doing the announcements as well. So it's that. But that's the setting. If you don't want them in the cab because you don't think they should be there, you can just turn it off. I like them because I want to hear the announcements. We go.
Me? I'll keep quiet as you depart that.
Speed limits really all good. Start flaps.
So, a couple of 802 questions we've got. Now the 802 has guard mode. Will you be adding guard mode to 801?
No plans at this time.
Plans at this time, okay. Will some of the 802s spawn naturally with their nose open?
No. Drivers and trains in the world always close them.
Okay. Lovely. Does the 82, I think you've asked about cruise control speed set, haven't you, as well? You've answered that.
Yep.
Why doesn't the 802 and a few of the other trains not have train faults launch? And what will the faults it will have, Matt?
So when we were adding the fault system, one of the things we were aware of, and it was kind of proven out, was balance. We thought there'd probably be not enough time to fully balance them all. The 150 there's a lot more interactions with, in terms of, like, for example, you'll experience the passenger door problem more than you would on a train like this, which stops twice, or stops a lot less than something like a 150. So we went with the 150. And then obviously the deluxe loco, the Voyager. So we picked one loco from each of the 3 routes and the deluxe loco. We do want to go and add it to the other trains that are in there as well, but that'll be time permitting. Certainly not promising it at this point, but that's certainly the aspiration we have, because it would be nice to get them on the full thing. But I want to get the fault system right first. It's got some tweaks that we need to do, and then we'll roll it out to the rest. The problem is that once you put it on the entire roundup of locos, it then takes a lot more to fix anything, because it's on multiples, so many more trains to fix. So that's the challenge of that one.
Okay, brilliant. And another one is, will the 802 fill in for Class 800 services?
All the services on the real route, or almost all the services on the real route, already use 802s. They're better suited for the more diesel route. So there's nothing left out. It's all just 802s.
Fantastic.
Tell you what, getting the 150 up to 60 feels like a milestone. Getting this thing up to 60 just feels like you've breathed out.
And obviously the route is fully diesel, but for pre-roam, can the electric mode be used?
Yes. Yeah, and you can switch over from diesel to electric at speed. I did it on free roam on Great Western Express the other day.
Brilliant.
There's also a cold start of this train in a scenario in the wave wall rescue scenario, so that you'll learn how to cold start it.
I know someone's asked about night mode. We did show it earlier on. We show it near the end of the stream again, but yes, we will show it again at some point.
Nighttime on this route is pretty interesting, because there's I think pretty good night lighting on the Paignton branch, but between Plymouth and Newton Abbot, in real life, there's just very few lights. There's not a lot of towns. It's mostly these farm roads that don't have street lamps. It's very, very dark. So you get an interesting contrast driving to the different parts of the route, where some are very dark, as they are in reality, the other part, plenty of light.
I can tell you from experience, it's much easier to go to sleep in Devon than it is to go to sleep in Kent. far too many street lights.
Yeah, if you think there's far too many street lights in Kent, and saying you can go to sleep easier in Devon, I mean Norfolk, I mean there's nothing, there's no, there's certainly no street lights around here.
People that tuned into the West Somerset remaster stream way back when we got to Blue Anchor, I talked a little bit about Blue Anchor Station because I used to live at Blue Anchor, and I think the nearest street light was about 3/4 of a mile away. So you putting a bedroom light on was the only light for so many miles radius. It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, you got a rate approach. There you go. That's clear.
That's another approach release sign. Oh no, actually, it's because this Voyager was probably in the way because we cross over onto the left track, don't we?
Yeah.
Ooh, double Voyager.
Yeah.
So many teasers for the Voyager.
I know. We're getting very close, chat. Don't worry, still be here. We're very, very close. We've got one stop, so probably 5 minutes time, you will see the Voyager. Here we go, now crossing over. Let me just see what other questions we've missed.
Somebody asked on the forum, how did you decide which Voyager services were a single unit, which ones were doubled up?
Oh yes, yeah.
I used real-time trains to look at 2025 data for the same head codes and sort of extrapolate backwards. So another question, is there a cross-country HST? The answer is no. All the HST services are run with the Voyager, and all of those have a double Voyager set for seating capacity.
Brilliant. And I know there is a question of sort of like extensions of the DLC. So we've got, is there any chance one day of the Plymouth branch line coming to be added to the route? I've seen that come up quite a lot.
Western Railway service to
Matt, I would say,
Hang on a
probably
second.
that one.
calling at Tinman, Dawlish, Exeter St David's, Tiverton Parkway, Taunton, Castle Carey, Westbury, Pewsey, Bedwell, Newbury, Reading, and London Paddington.
Just waiting for a platform. Sorry, what was the question, Jamie?
Is there any chance one day the Exmouth branch being added onto the route?
No plans at this time, no.
No. And there was another one about an extension is there any extension plans for the Payne and Dartmouth Steam Railway as well?
Again, no plans at this time for that, no.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Few more people in the chat asking about layers. I know we already covered the freight and the steam trains. The full list of, I think it's 18 add-ons required for all the playable and AI layers is available in the article that we published earlier this week. Someone asked about Spirit of Steam. Spirit of Steam isn't one of them, but Peak Forest Railway is. So if you have the Peak Forest add-on, that will add some of the steam services that we showed at Paignton.
Fantastic. Yeah, so we'll run to Tynemouth and then we'll...
Teignmouth.
Teignmouth, thank you. And then we'll swap over to the Voyager.
We know you've been waiting.
We know we've been waiting. We've been waiting so patiently, chat. I know you've been waiting. We want to make sure you can see as much of the locals as possible. And then we'll do the 220 the Devon Banks then.
Sorry, say that again, Jamie. I drowned you out with the quick external camera.
Sorry. I said that we will have the 220, so you can tackle the Devon Bank. Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get up to 90. Right, I do get a little bit of a thrash before we finish. Excellent.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I made sure to give you a bit of it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Thank you, Jason. Yes, it's Timoth. Thank you.
There we go. Clear for 90.
Let's get a bit of a thrash on.
As we get the beautiful sea scenery.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the passenger part of the 802. Yeah, this is a good shout. Sure, someone remind me that when we get to Timoth, because in 2 minutes when we get to Timoth, my brain will have been wiped.
That's fine. I will remind you. I will remind you.
So someone asked. I know we covered it with the free roam thing, but when you switch to electric, is there any difference in performance?
But I was already going 100 miles an hour, which I didn't notice the difference, but I imagine it quicker to accelerate on electric.
There should be differences. It's done as semi-graph normally as two different physics systems. I like the running sound of this at the higher speed. I think it sounds awesome. Sort of the singing.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing for Joe. I mean, have you travelled on all the Voyagers, like around where going in and out of Devon?
Yes, many times. A lot of my memories are travelling on HSTs on this route, but I have travelled on the IETs, the 802s. A lot of my memories are also of the Voyager, and I'm sure I'm not alone in having very distinctive memories of Voyager journeys all across the country. In fact, I spent one very memorable journey in the bike rack of a Voyager from Edinburgh to Taunton one time, which was a lot of fun.
The whole way?
The whole way.
No!
Great.
Wow.
No.
Yeah, they're great. They're great trains for memories. I'm sure, like people that go to special events, sporting events, concerts. If they're travelling up and down country and you've been on a Voyager, the journey on the Voyager is often part of the memory of that event. And I'm no different in that regard. Yeah, I think that's why it's so popular, right? Because they travel so far and so wide. So many people have travelled on them. It's such a highly recognised train, not just for rail enthusiasts, but just people that travel and work and travel on trains.
Yeah.
Do we make it on the train so you can sit in the bike rack?
No, not again. No thanks.
Right. So we'll have a look inside the 802. Voyager time.
We are now approaching.
I must admit, you do drive along here, and you do feel like, as I've been along the route, it does feel like the real route. It really does.
J-Techno, so ATP doesn't get used on this route, so it's only on in what what's it called, limited, what was it called, Tyler?
Partial supervision.
Partial supervision, which is implemented, but it just basically means you can't go over 128 miles an hour. There's a couple of other things that were done as well that Tyler covered earlier on. But the ATP you're thinking of, full supervision, isn't implemented now.
Paddington.
Do you want
because the real route doesn't have it on this section either.
Yeah. Right, let's
have a look inside. Where is the kitchen? Could have made yourself a coffee, Matt. No.
Oh.
Now I'm thinking of all the mini games we could do. We could have TSW mini golf. We could do TSW kitchen simulator.
Can you imagine Diner Dash on a train? You have to run up and down the train delivering food to people.
Yeah.
kind of getting bashed from seat to seat as you go down.
Yeah.
I'd play that.
Like a balancing game of trying to keep the coffee upright.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like an illegal room.
It does look really nice, and you can see the difference now as we're now in standard class now, aren't we? Yeah. Go. It's really nice, this. There we go. Right.
Can't get past it.
Shall we go to Voyager now, I think?
What we're going to drive, sorry?
The Voyager!
The what?
The Voyager!
Let's do some collectibles instead. That's what everyone really wants to see. Right, let's do the Voyager.
Let's do the Voyager. Are we ready, chat?
I don't think I'm
Drum
ready.
roll, please. Drum roll, please, chat. Who's ready? Who's ready?
Okay, and we are running 1 Victor 5-2.
Here we go. The chat is ready. Here we go.
Alright, put that in. Now, before we do anything else, let's... I'm trying to remember where all of the switchy switches are. They're not there. They're over
That
here.
side of it.
That's it. So that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Yep, I think we're all hooked up now. Now I can put that forward. Go. And open the doors. Oh look! Got right on next here, got 158. Should we look at the 158? Look at the right line. You can see what used to be there as well.
Look at that.
It shows up more in some circumstances than others.
Got pictures too, up to the left as well. See, look at that.
You got a bit of functionality. I must admit, I need to go and get an idea of what there actually is on here that you can do, but you've got all sorts of things that you can mess about with on here. You can command, command, then you can select things and press confirm, and I'm not sure what you can do with it. You can do things with HVAC. So I need to get some training on that, work out what you can do. Then you've got the in-cab stuff here, door controls, cast. Well, both got the lights. There we go. Put the lights on. So that's neutral. That's forwards. Neutral. Okay, close the doors. Cannot wait. Time to leave Dodge. So where are we anyway? We are in Exeter.
The spur going off to the left, that's obviously going off the map. That's the very steep uphill section to Exeter Central, where the 158 sub services go, and in that area is where Exeter West signal box used to be. And if you've been to Crewe Heritage Centre, that's actually where Exeter West signal box currently is, and you can go in it, and there's often people in there kind of moving the signal levers around. So it's travelled quite far, Exeter West signal box, but no longer in Exeter.
I'll do an outside start as we when we leave Newton Abbot.
Yeah.
So actually, announcements is an interesting subject. Southwestern says, would we call it the Voyager guard-style announcements or someone actual voicing them a bit muffled? In reality, the Voyager doesn't have an automated announcement system. The guard does it, or train manager. I don't know what language they use around this country part of the world. But we don't have that. So what we've done is we've put the announcement system on. If you go into settings and go under audio, you'll see this one that says all train announcements. If you set that to off, then trains which do not have announcements in real life won't have them in the game. If you set it to on, then all the ones we've set up will have them. So this is how you turn the auto announcer off on the Voyager if you don't want it. Because like I said, in reality, there is no auto announcer. But again, we thought you probably want it. The ICT is the same. The ICT doesn't have an auto announcer in real life. The staff do it. But this is the on-off switch for just the ones that don't have it in real life, essentially. This thing doesn't hang around. 66, it's still accelerating.
Go.
For cross-country, long distance, train managers, the regionals are conductors. There you go. Thank you.
No, that's good to know. I didn't even know the difference. That's good. One of the questions I've seen: why was this done instead of the 221, or why was 221?
Well, we could only do one of them because they're not. It's not just a case of a coach. They've got different bogies, some different physics, the cab changes. Even if you're not using it on this route, they've got tilt capability on the 221s. And at the time we were looking at it, the 220 was more prevalent in the area, so we went with the 220. I think that now that's a reasonably even mix, but that was the reason we chose the 220 because we wanted to make one of we had the resources to make one of the two, we went with the 220 because it seemed more prevalent in the area. As I said, I know that these days they're probably about a 50-50 split. It's a proper speed gun coming down.
There we go. Yes, as one of the mods has said, early access is tomorrow for Deluxe and Special Edition, so you haven't got to wait long. So yes, if you haven't pre-ordered already, you will have the chance to play all the awesome TSW6 goodness coming out tomorrow. For early access.
We will have an article out tomorrow that just to explain to people exactly what you can and can't do. Steam players, I know, will be able to download their compatible content from tomorrow as well, which is quite important. So we'll detail all of that in an article tomorrow.
So the cab door in a Voyager isn't linked into the protection system, and in real life, I gather they have the doors open for some ventilation. So yes, you could do that. It was one of the things the beta team were really picky, I'm going to say, about making sure we did. The guard mode does not follow the 10 bell, is it, system. It's just more close to the normal way of guard mode working. It's not the full head bell or whatever they call it. I can't remember. Someone did explain the system to me. One of the beta testers is a guard, and he explained it, and we weren't able to get that in, unfortunately.
Just having a look, see while we're at it. Can the Class 220 couple to the Class 390 like it has done on test?
Not a clue.
I tried it in free roam, and they could couple, but it could not release the brakes. I don't know if their electrical systems are compatible.
Okay. We did have one question about the Class 220 sounds. What have they been recorded from?
Right, I'll cover off the 220s. Again, I've got another outline from the audio team on the 220 sounds. Someone just asked also, why is it when you close the doors it sounds like it happened multiple times? You'll notice that on every train system you adopt in the game. Essentially, it presses, when you press the Y or the U keys, it will press the appropriate closing, and it will keep pressing it periodically until the doors flag up that they are closed. As historical, annoying in-game tech reasons why that is, but that's why. Oh, 166. Right, let me find the outline here that I got on the 220. Right. Okay. I'm going to turn the game noise down a little bit, ironically, while we're talking about audio. Okay, so the 220, we did not get a recording trip. We tried a lot to get a recording trip. There's only 2 operating companies that run Voyagers, and we're still talking to them to see what we can turn out. So there's no, we might get something, but I don't want to promise anything. But we've been trying for months to get recording trips, and we weren't able to get it over the line. So the exterior engine audio has come from 2 sources. The first is for the start, stop, low idle, and high idle. Those did come from an actual Voyager that we recorded in 2014. And that was a partial recording session with the Voyager, and we couldn't get anything else. And all the other things we did get, they weren't really up to the standard needed for TSW, because that was originally done for Train Sim Classic. The second part of the engine sounds actually came from BR612, German, which is a QSK19 engine. The same engine found in the Voyager. So they perform slightly differently at different settings. So what actually happened there is the audio team took those as a starter and then worked their magic to sort of make them sound closer to the real Voyager sounds. So it's a shame, but unfortunately, if a recording trip is not available, there's not a lot that you can do about it. We are still, like I said, trying to see if we can pull that recording trip off, though, at some point. So I remain hopeful. Interior engines came from a member of the beta team. Interior engine sounds came from a member of the beta team, Josh Rubio, who you might know as London Midland, who helped us out, recorded some sounds for us at various different notches, and those are what you're hearing on the interior. And for all other sounds such as cab switches and doors, we used recordings we got in 2014 and other sounds from the library that match what we were looking for. Running sounds sourced from our library, again, match them as close as possible to recordings online. And overall, it's been this has probably been the hardest one for the team to do because of the lack of being able to get that recording. But no, they did try really hard to try and get that recording, and they weren't able to, unfortunately. So that's your Voyager sounds. And yes, this one is going to be get the same, make the diesel engine a bit less shunk in the fault system as well.
There we go.
Yeah, I saw one of the engines stalled.
We had a bit of a combo there, didn't we? A train fault and a speed restriction almost simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Our first non-stop, as we because this is one of the services actually the past two we've stopped quite a lot of the stations, and you can see this is more direct, so we're running straight through to Newton Abbot this time as well. Oh, Liam has asked. Sorry, Liam has asked. Can you, when you do the engine restart, can you show that as take us through step how to redo that? Fantastic.
I must admit, I've not seen an engine fault on this one before, so we'll discover the solution together. But usually, it's set your controls to the off position with the brakes on and so forth, and then stop and start the engines. Yeah, Newton Abbot, I will thrash the thing out as we go, so you can hear what it sounds like.
Tyler, what was your what were you going to say?
I was going to say, usually you overtake a slower train at Dawlish Warren. I'm not sure if we're just running late and it got out ahead of us. So there's plenty of action, plenty of trains you pass at Dawlish Warren, and at Newton Abbot. There's a fair amount of overtakes there as well.
TSR's Red Planet are indeed at random places. You'll get, if you've got it set on high, you will always get one, and it'll be somewhere along your journey. But there will only be one. We are looking at potential for adding more at some point. But we want to work out what the rules are. Again, there's a lot of this is about balancing, about what does it mean, so that you don't get mean-worthy numbers of faults, or not any at all, or making sure it makes sense. So one seemed a good place to start, and then we're going to look at how we can add to that system, and whether or not we need to refine the controls we give you, the player, as to how that is. Maybe as we add more, there's not you need more controls rather than just a high, medium, low. Maybe you need more to sort of get the experience that you want as well. So that'll be something we're looking at exploring. I've got no promises or dates as to when and how that will happen, but this is kind of like step one, and then take it from here. So you got feedback on the system as you start playing it. As always, send it over. We're really, really looking forward to hearing what you're saying, what you like, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. If you want to have got different controls you'd like in settings and so forth, then let us know. Are random faults notifications independent from driver assist? So I actually asked the team to check that today, but the assertion they've given me is that under player assist notifications do not need to be on. What you do need to have on is that one. The global notifications needs to be on. Now we are looking at adding a fault notifications setting at some point, so that it's completely independent, but you don't need to have driver assist. That's the player assist notifications. Or at least that's what I've got them just testing and proving out. If that turns out to be not true, then we'll get it fixed. Because I know that there are many of you that don't want driver assist turned on, and that's completely fine. TSRs won't ever change the path you're on, David Melidi. No, they'll only ever be relevant to the path that you're on.
I noticed someone asked, will the Euro Phoenix 37 be included in the time?
No. As far as I can tell, it's not involved in the timetable year that we were doing. The other 37, I believe it's the West Cornwall local version, does top and tail on the ultrasonic track inspection train.
Okay, thank you. Just have a look, going through what questions we have been asked.
Shall we? I mean, I know one thing that I'm super keen to do is play the Voyager on other routes, and so
Yes.
I know we talked a little bit about it in the article on Monday, but I know Tyler, you'll have done some work on the 170 timetable. So should we talk a bit about that?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. So I've got it layered into the Cross City Class 170 timetable. It's all ready to go. Just is awaiting an update slot. So it'll have a fictional stop at Bromsgrove, just like the Cross Country 170, and that's to make them playable. Otherwise, they'd only stop it at Birmingham New Street. There's also quite a bit of AI at Birmingham New Street. There's a few services that use the I just blanked on the name. There's a branch line that leaves the modeled route at Kings Norton, the Camp Hill line. Those services that run that route in real life are included. They're AI only, so they don't stop at Browngrove. And there's almost well over 100 AI Voyager services at Birmingham New Street. It's even busier now. It's also some playable services that go up to Litchfield on that section of the line, all based on the working timetable.
Nice. In the article on Monday, we also confirmed that there will be intentions to put AI Voyagers on the short stretch of main line on the West Somerset Railway. That's something that Liam's done, but we don't have a time frame for that. And the GWR 150 would also be playable on the shuttle services on the West Somerset Railway. So that would be quite good. And then separately to that, All Aboard Studios route Birmingham Crew, which we announced in the Take a Ticket section of Dovetail Direct, that would also have playable Voyager services. And then finally the Manchester Airport commuter route, which ATS, Alan Thompson Simulations, released for Train Sim World 5, that would also have an update to place the Voyager in the timetable. But again, we don't have a firm time frame for that, so we'll talk more about those probably in the October roadmap. But those are the routes that you'll get playable services on at least.
Real MCJ is asking about will there be prompts to tell you what buttons to use when. So we actually have a full set of tutorials in a thing called a training center. And if you're new to the game, then run the tutorials and you'll learn a lot. You don't have to run all of them, you'll get the hang of it fairly quickly, and then come back to about 14 tutorials I think in the training center now, covering all sorts of different aspects, different types of trains. Crikey, this thing is really struggling to accelerate now. But the go into the training centre. When you're in service mode, you'll get next to no assistance other than what you get with driver assist. So driver assist is there to help you. Like for example, if you try and move the accelerator when the reverser is in neutral or off, you'll get a prompt saying you need to move the reverser. Things like that. But for the wider guidance or the basics of how to make the train do its thing, then training centre is the place to start and learn your trade.
Fantastic. I know one of the questions was about the 220, of how you can differentiate between a single 220 and a double. Like two 220s coupled together.
Yeah, so I used real-time trains data from 2025 just by head code, and then sort of extrapolated for 2023. Any HST services are run with a double 220 service.
Fantastic.
TSR is a random length as well, Redbus. They're specifically not intended to be particularly long, but bearing in mind that your entirety of your train has to clear the TSR. We're going to get the announcement in a moment. I'll turn the game up. Station, and then I must remember to restart my engines.
Yeah.
Must remember.
You might not make it up some of the banks.
Well, yeah, we might struggle with the engines out.
Yeah.
Where are we going after this? Totnes.
Totnes is at the bottom, I think. So.
Yeah, Totnes is in a valley between a downhill and an uphill. I understand that back when they were running the full length HSTs. If you had one of your HST engines shut down, sometimes you the signaler would tell you don't stop at Totnes because you won't make it up the grade. You'd have to continue past that stopping.
I can confirm that the mystery signaler corroborates that anecdote. That is absolutely true. Mainly in the down direction.
Here we go.
This is Newton Abbot. This is a
Let's have a look around the train.
service to Plymouth. The next station
Mini
is
kitchen.
Totnes.
You can remember they made yourself a coffee there, Matt. There you go.
Right.
Always nice seeing the first class.
I think the only time I've ever been on a Voyager, I was standing there the entire way.
Where did you go on a Voyager?
Oh, I can't remember. It was a long time ago now.
I think I've done a Voyager on the West Coast Main Line before.
These are really good because as the Voyager is rocking and rolling everywhere, you need them to hold on to.
Are we going to broach the subject of all the different senses in which you can experience the Voyager, or is that best left to the imagination?
I think it's best left to the imagination. It is an amazing experience being on a Voyager. As I noted in the comment for it, I think everybody has an opinion on the Voyager, one way or the other. There are people that really like them and people that wish they would. I like them, as to be said, even though my ride on one wasn't especially the best ride I was on before. I liked it. I realise I'm getting drowned out, by the way, that's fine.
Don't forget to restart your engines.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. We're in neutral. If only I knew where the engine stop-start buttons were.
I think it's on the front, isn't it?
Is it on the front?
Where you were.
Oh yeah, the giant thing marked engine stop-start. Shaky, shaky. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I think we're up. Doors closed. Oh my word.
So
Honestly.
nice.
But this is real train simulation right here.
And the engine's still again.
If the door fall, you just kick it and it closes. Percussive maintenance.
Passive maintenance is the solution. Now I've got to restart the engines again. Right. Right. There you go. This is a normal driver assist because I forgot to put it before. Right. Okay. Let's go. Let's go for outside. Some point, maybe? Why is the brakes not coming on?
Your engine's restarted, yeah?
When you restart the engine, you only press start, not stop first. I'm not sure if that makes a difference.
Yes, engines are stalled again. should be able to put power down there.
Okay, why can't I? Excellent. Well, we're off to a good start.
Is there emergency reset? Emergency.
Don't know. Not that. It's not that. Did I press DRA?
No.
No, I didn't press DRA. I looked at DRA. Get the brakes off.
I'm trying to think where it would be. Is your you haven't got emergency reset.
Instrument lights.
Oh yeah, that right. That press that. Emergency override. See what that does.
Nope. Nope.
Oh. What have you done, Matt? How have you broken it?
Did you try opening and reclosing the doors, maybe?
Yeah, I did. I'll do it again.
So time to call the fitters.
Still not going down below 2 bar.
No, it isn't. Nope.
Will I be? Yeah, reset. Why is Starlife Studios saying doors? We've checked the doors. Go into neutral, go into emergency. Try releasing again. Nope.
Is it cheating to go in the menu and click the reset train physics?
Well, the brakes are off. Or are they? They were.
They were, and then it
Nope. It's
No.
like it still thinks that door is open. Circuit breakers related to the brakes.
Got to lock the doors, haven't you?
Circuit breakers related to brakes. I'm sure it is traction lock. The problem is, I need to know what's causing the traction lock. This is because I reset physics.
Don't you think your doors are shut?
Reopen and close. No, okay, alright, I'm going to suggest that we will turn off the faults and I will take up with the team and find out what's going on there. That's rubbish. And we'll just run that scenario from the start because we need to get to the end.
Yeah.
That's not good. No, it wasn't DRA, we tried that. Right, okay, well, welcome to this very much definitely the first attempt to run this scenario with the Voyager.
Train faults were just too faulty.
Say that again, sorry?
Train faults were just too faulty.
Well, it'd probably be something right. I just couldn't figure out what. So I'll take it up to the team and find out what the issue is. Of course, if we get to Newton Abbot and it does it again, we know it's not the train faults. But yeah, I'll find out what the issue was there. Can't think of why it would be a brake demand because we didn't do anything that deserves a brake demand.
Have we got to now try and remember everything we said last time and say it again?
Yes, word for word, at the exact same moments.
Where's that milepost gone? There it is.
Yeah, so you see that spur that goes off to the left? Well, Exeter West signal box used to be there.
You know, it's a crew, you know. It's base there, you know.
It could have been brake demand because you were coming up on a red signal, but I imagine resetting the physics would cancel that.
Yeah. Never mind, we'll get that fixed. Along with making it not do the engine faults quite so often.
Yeah. Well, it did fail the train wrecks. I mean, it was a train fault, so it failed. So yeah,
failed the whole train, and you had to start again. Yeah, no, that's not really the point. I don't want faults that end the game. That's not good.
No.
Right, let's get the doors closed.
So for timings for tomorrow, 4 p.m. I think is all the consoles, and then 6 p.m. I think is Steam. Let me just double check that.
The next station is
Yes, it's 4 p.m. PlayStation, Xbox, 6 p.m. Steam, Epic, and at 6 o'clock that's also when Steam players will be able to begin downloading their compatible content. For all other platforms, that will be on full launch day on the 30th of September. And again, we will publish an article tomorrow that lays all this out in black and white, so you've got it to refer to. And of course, it's for deluxe and special edition only tomorrow. If you've pre-ordered standard edition, then you still have to wait until the 30th for that.
Yeah. Times there, so yes, if you can, 4 p.m. UK, 6 p.m. UK time, so between those two, so yes.
Oh yes, the next station screen is right. Okay, this is a bug we've been trying to chase down, and every time we try and chase it down, it doesn't do it. Maybe it's having to restart the scenario that does it. I'll make a mental note and get them to look at that. Next stop from the previous run, that makes no sense, Jason. But yeah, you're right. I'm the one that needs the coffee, Liam.
You'll have to make one in the cab.
Yeah.
You know, just open up the door at the back, you know. At Cheeseball, we'll be doing probably a little bit of guard mode on probably on the same route. So yeah, we want to show you the rest of, because you haven't seen Newton Abbot to Plymouth yet, so we want to show you that bit. So don't forget, we'll be showing you part of the route you haven't seen yet, and the Devon Banks and a Heritage Railway as well. There's a sneaky Heritage Railway as well.
We will get to Plymouth. We will get to Plymouth.
We will get to Plymouth for sure. Yeah, yeah.
How long left on the stream? Until we're done. We are getting to Plymouth. Even if we have to get out and walk.
It is a real treat to get to Plymouth, though. I mean, there's some.
It is.
Steep hills, sharp curves, very pretty scenery.
Yeah. And again, a lot of rail tours have run that section as well. There's many and many. I think I recently bought a DVD that's literally on the Devon Banks, locomotives tackling the Devon Banks. I think it included like Manners and something like the Duke of Gloucester, and different engines have trialled and gone and tried the banks out of Totnes. Yeah.
I've seen several videos of different steam engines almost stalling.
Yes.
You know, climbing up. All the rail tours are based on real tours, real photos and videos, and timing is when I could find them.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I mean, do you want to, people will probably ask, is the timetable full and realistic? You were talking about real-time trains, you were talking about sort of real-life footage. So just, tell us a bit more about that detail you've put in.
Sure. So all of the timetable data comes from the, which is put up by Network Rail twice a year, and that is every scheduled service. So all the passenger services, most of the freight services, and the engineering services. So the ultrasonic train is on there, so is a railhead treatment train. Obviously it shows seasonal services just like train terminal timetables do. It doesn't have the rail tours. We'll get to that in a minute. So everything that's in the working timetable is here. Every single service, all of them use the correct timings for stations, including the intermediate stations, and of course the virtual destinations as well off the route. As far as getting the rail tours, I used a variety of sources, a lot of poking around Flickr and YouTube, looking for references, looking at historic, looking back at like web pages that kind of archive different tours over the last decade and when they've run and where they've gone. And I combine those to make tours that are both accurate and interesting. So some tours go to Paignton, some tours go to Plymouth, some of them continue past. So there's a 47 as AI onto the steam railway at Paignton and then comes back several hours later. There's another one that one of the 52 tours run the RAP train in the coach yard just past Paignton. Most of the rail tours, but not all of them, they go to Plymouth, turn their train around at the triangle at Lyra Depot. Several of them use a Class 08 that's stabled at Lyra. The real Lyra Depot, 3 Class 08 stabled there, so we've got several of those that will help turn the train around. There's a double-headed Class 40 rail tour that has so it uses that engine to turn itself around. It's really a busy place, depending on what season and time of day you go there.
Yeah.
One of the really surprising rail tour experiences is the blue Class 52 rail tour, which goes to Plymouth, has a guards van right behind the locomotive, and it's one of the Just Trains versions. So they've actually included a feature on the stick your head out the window and window hang behind the locomotive, and you can do that, and it's really quite fun to window hang, through this section at 100 miles an hour, past the
awesome.
seawall. You shouldn't do it in real life, but it's fun in the game.
Well, I mean, they used to do it on the HSTs, I should imagine, Joe. I don't know if you see if you...
I for all sorts of legal reasons can only say that I only stuck my head out as far as the loading gauge of the of the train. But yes, I did used to enjoy just having the window down on a HST.
Yeah.
Was fond memory. I was going to say, Tyler, the rail tours are all seasonal as well, aren't they? Again, I think in the article we listed all the different months that they crop up, but you've sort of implemented them throughout the year, haven't you?
Yes, the idea is, I'm sure in real life, maybe there are some days we do 2 rail tours at once, but in TSW, there's 1 per month. Not every month has a rail tour, but typically I spread them out. So no matter when you're driving, the odds are you'll see something interesting and unique.
Right, we're almost coming in through Dawlish now.
Yeah.
There's more mini golf at Dawlish, just to the right there by the station.
I do like these different tunnel sections. That was one of the things I used to play with Riviera in the... I always used to go on the camera and like the train go between the different tunnels, view it from the outside, That was one thing I always used to...
This tunnel section is probably one of my favourite bits of the line, other than obviously being able to see the river. You've got so many interesting tunnels, you've got the Red Rock, it's just really different.
And you think that what the engineers, I mean, there's things I love seeing when we make routes in trains and well, you see the amount of engineering into it. If for someone who's not, been to the real life railway, you can see the amount of engineering. Imagine go through that red rock and blast through make those tunnels, and then build a whole railway on the side, you know, of the build it on the side there. Amazing, you know.
Yeah, imagine being the surveyors and going, we could put a railway here, and your coworkers look at you like you're crazy.
Well, this was Brunel all over, wasn't it? Because when he looked to build the West Somerset Railway, he originally wanted to branch the line off from the main line at Bridgewater just so he could tunnel through the Quantock Hills. And then there was a vote in the 1850s and everyone said, no, it's much better to come off at Taunton instead. So he was overruled. But he purely wanted that just so he could tunnel through the Quantocks. He wanted the engineering challenge of tunnelling through the hills. So yeah, he was keen on his tunnels, old Brunel.
Tunnels and bridges.
There's at Teignmouth, if you've ever been on holiday to Teignmouth, there's actually a tunnel that links one side of the cliff with the beach. It's a pedestrian tunnel, not in the game, in real life. So if you need to get to one section of the beach in Teignmouth, you've actually got to walk through a pedestrian tunnel through the red cliffs, which is quite incredible.
Wow.
Joe, which town along the line has the cave system? I know that's why the hard hats are collectible, but I forget which town has the cave system.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, again, Teignmouth has got those tunnels that go through to the beach. I'm not sure about a cave system. That's a new one on me.
Is it Smuggler Cove? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Oh, I know one of the questions we did ask is about...
It's Torquay, I think. Yeah, Kent's Cavern. I will admit that I've never been, and that's a little bit embarrassing because when I did live in Devon, I worked in the tourism industry. But but yes, Kent's Cavern is in Torquay.
Looks like you'll have to go back.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I need a pilgrimage. Maybe I'll take an 802 or a Voyager.
But yeah, that's a story for anyone who's wondering why hard hats are collectible. They're not railway hard hats, they're caving hard hats.
Oh, and Tintin has mentioned in the chat as well, yes, there are underground tunnels in Exeter city centre. They're Roman tunnels. I have done those. They're actually right in the city centre, and when you're taking the tour on them, you can hear the traffic above you. It's quite eerie. Some of it you actually have to get on your knees and crawl through, so it might be a reference to that as well.
One of the things, one of the other ones was the Riviera overnight train. How are they?
Yeah, so we don't have any sleepers in Trains of the World, but we couldn't leave out the Night Riviera. So I talked to Liam, who's adding the Night Riviera to his Great Western Express remaster. So we're using the same train on the two routes. So it's the Class 47 and Mark III coaches. The Class 47 you can choose delivery. The coaches are in the Intercity. So those are from Preston Carlisle. And it's the same formation as will be in his remaster. And that's a fun drive. The section from London to Penzance is early morning on this section of the route. So if you drive in the summer, you actually get drive through the sunrise, which is quite nice. And when you get to Plymouth, the station is starting to fill up with empty coaching stock coming from Lyra Depot.
And outside acceleration at Newton Abbot. Yes, that was the original plan, Max. We will do that.
Yeah.
Just arriving at Newton Abbot for absolutely, definitely the first time this time.
Oh, I've been corrected. The Exeter tunnels are not Roman. They were built in medieval times. Thank you, David. Didn't know that. Clearly, I need to go back and do that tour as well. Stuart, we haven't released a release date yet for the GWE remaster. I know we've covered it in the roadmaps recently, but we don't have a firm release date for that yet.
I was talking to Liam earlier on about the GWE remaster because he thinks that the timetable is basically done now, which means you can actually properly get it into test. So, hopefully not too far now. But there's over 1,000 playable services now.
What?
Absolute monster.
Wow. Jeez, that's going to be a big update. Wow.
Newton Abbott.
That's a real challenge to everyone in chat who likes to complete 100% of the playables. You can really spend some time on that route.
Yeah, it's pretty epic, the stuff that's been put in there, and the I think he was saying there was something like 3,000 services in total, including the AI. So busy room. This is GWE remaster I'm talking about, just to be clear. Yes, GWE remaster will be free if you own it already.
Yes, yeah. And we have got the free starter pack coming out for TSW6 as well. Don't forget, which will come out on release on the 30th of September.
So early access starts tomorrow.
It does.
For those people that have picked up the, is it deluxe and special that get the pre-order?
It is those two, yes.
Yeah, get
Deluxe
the
and
early
special.
access. So if you get deluxe or special, you'll be able to play this tomorrow. What you want is the Riviera and this separate, i.e. just one Riviera and the Voyager, they will be available on their own, but only after full launch day, which is Tuesday, isn't it?
Yeah, on the 30th, yeah. So they'll be available separately. So yes, you'll be able to buy them separately as well.
Starter pack is the free edition, Glenn. So that's the that won't be available until the Tuesday. It'll be available for 6 weeks, and then you'll be able to, for example, if you've got a TSW5 or TSW4 player, free at the starter pack will get you all of your content inside TSW6. At no cost. If you're a brand new player, then you can download the free starter pack and have a play with Training Center and see if you like the idea, and then add content to it. But if you get the deluxe or the special edition, then you can play from tomorrow. I will be doing some streaming tomorrow night. I can't remember what I told Alex I'd do now. I'm sure he can tell me later on. But I'll be streaming a lot tomorrow night, and I'm also going to do some streaming at the weekend on my own channel. So come along and tell me what you think, or come along and keep having a look. You can always, for example, if you see stuff on Thursday or Friday or Saturday even, and you think to yourself, oh, you know what, actually I will get deluxe edition, then you'll get immediate access to it then. It's not like you lose the ability to play early if you wait. You'll get access as soon as you buy it, essentially.
The next station
brakes
is
are off.
Totnes. This is a cross-country service to Plymouth.
We're moving. Right, we're going to Plymouth.
Outside camera.
Typical, there's a speed TSR coming.
That's okay. You can do the classic slow down before the start of a incline and then thrash. That's what they do on the Heritage Railways, so they get to put the throttle on full.
I love that. It's one of the things that made me really enjoy going to a diesel gala. I never used to get diesel galas at all. I was like, if I'm going to a gala, why am I not here to watch steam engines? But went to a diesel gala and absolutely fell in love. Went to about 3 more that year. They're really good. They put on such a good show.
The first day, the first weekend, and the last weekend I ever worked on the West Somerset Railway were both diesel galas, and they were the best weekends of my time there. I absolutely loved them. I think the first one I manned Minehead Station until about 5 past midnight to watch a Deltic come in.
Nice. And here we are taking the right leg, but the left leg, the junction there, that one is the one for Paignton we went to before. Now we are making the turn west and bound for Plymouth. The leading speed here is 660, so we passed the fast section of the route. This is kind of pretty much 60 most of the way.
You can see it's now starting to climb. I can see that just under the, you can just see it starting to climb now.
1%.
I know someone was asking about the price for the route by itself, which I can give you the price for it by itself. It is for Riviera Line, it's £29.99, €35.99, $39, and then the Class 220 is £12.99, €15.99, or $16.99. So there you go, there is your prices. And also don't forget, with you pre-order, you some pre-order and loyalty, depending on whether you've had Trains World and which you're on. So definitely check that out as well. Does my voice keeps dropping out? Apparently?
It does keep cutting out. Yeah, I think your voice is going below the cut limit, so it silences to cut out background noise. So I don't know if you've got Discord, maybe your Discord background noise removal, or perhaps your microphone. So maybe something to have a look at. Try turning off the background noise removal. That normally helps.
Yeah, I will have a look at that.
Whilst Jamie's sorting that out, so Newton Abbot to Totnes, I'm told by the mystery signaller, the gradients over Dainton aren't to be trifled with. They are the 3rd steepest in the UK. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm reading. The signalling also belies the minimum that they could get away with to save costs in the 1980s. So yeah, hope you've got your foot down. Oh, 2.4%. Look at that. Yeah, we're really going uphill now.
Look, you can see on the map here. You can see we're on a bit of a climb. I've got about a mile to the summit.
And the summit is in the tunnel, and then you tip over the hill and go straight down. So caught me off guard the first time I drove it. What came out of the tunnel, and suddenly I'm doing 75.
If for people that don't know the geography of the area, to the north of here is Dartmoor National Park, and that's why things are getting really steep.
How does that sound? Does that sound any better? Can anybody hear me any better?
We'll see how you are when you're talking. Your microphone, when it's working, sounds fine. It's just that it keeps cutting you out while you're talking. So we'll see how it is as you talk.
Hopefully that will seem to work. I've tried a few buttons and we'll see if that behaves itself.
So far, so good.
Yeah, now you're on your downhill section, and this is really fun with the Jubilee Rail Tour. Has Mark I coaches, so it's vacuum braked. Gets pretty interesting on these grades.
Yeah, really.
Someone said I'm better, so that's good. I didn't even know the settings did that, so I've trifled with a few, like pushing a few buttons and see whether. Yeah, it seems to. That's good.
Are you guys all still seeing lag? It's smooth as silk for me.
I saw a bit of lag earlier, but I assumed it was the streaming on the back end, the Discord end.
Lag is cleared, okay. I'm not showing any errors on OBS, are they? Frames missed due to rendering lag is 0.3%. Skipped frames 0.6%. None of those seem horrendous.
Apparently I sound a lot better now. That's good. That's good.
It was up to minute of bad lag. Oh wow, certainly not seen on the game.
Yeah, your FPS has been 60 the whole stream.
Yeah. I mean, this machine can run this route at like 100 to 120 FPS. I've got it frame locked to 60. I'm also running in 4K. Only streaming at 1080, but the capture card is downscaling.
Only was the stream, Matt. I've just had confirmation from
Sorry?
Alex. So yeah, it was. It was the stream.
Right. Okay.
It wasn't tape.
So it shouldn't be my PC. You know, there'll be the odd stuff that you can't get rid of, unfortunately, but you shouldn't get anything major. I always pre-cached all the shaders before the start.
Dave, you've well. You'll have to wait and see when we get near Totnes, because there's something very interesting.
Oh, Jamie, you tease.
I am a tease.
Teasing Dave.
A tease and Dave, yeah. Yep. IP2, I mean, a lot of railways these days, they don't generally get rid of trees. You know, back in the steam days, obviously, trees and shrubs, they weren't really much, because most of the time, if it was either burnt, it was cut. Oh, HSD.
Nice. I do like the HST.
Yeah.
That there is classic traction.
It is.
It's fun to drive over these banks too. I know we've got some questions about the HST and the 166, but we can answer them after the station stop.
Yeah, if you... Yeah, we'll go through those. Chris, if you'll have a look on your right in a very short space of time, you might see something very interesting. We come in. There it is. There is the South Devon Railway. There it is. Oh, there's a train in as well. By the looks of it.
That's right, they couldn't hear you because I was outside. If I jump to an outside camera, then I assume no one can hear you.
Okay.
One of the challenges, the sound difference is so huge between the muffled cab and the loud outside.
I was just saying there was a train in, I think.
That was static stock, I believe.
That was static stock. Okay.
Yeah, the trains use the near side of the platform. There's two types of trains that use it. There's a Class 3 Mark 1 train set, and then there's a Class 101 rail car. Those are both seasonal, and they're much harder to spot than the ones at Paignton. They mostly just arrive at the station, run around the train, depart 10 minutes later. So they don't sit there for a long time like they do at Paignton.
Totnes. This is a cross-country
Have a
service.
quick fly over there, Matt. Here we are.
Go.
Yeah. Apparently they found another cannon. You must go and press another cannon.
Wait, what? Let's break the train. March from the outside, right? Let's have silence while we move sounds from the outside.
That may or may not be
I was
the,
outside, so they couldn't hear you because I was outside. Start again.
I said hops were in the chat. Was that you, Joe?
No, that may or may not be the mystery signaller who's providing me with all these wonderful facts. So, so hello Hops, nice to see you.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll read one now, actually. It says, Totnes is lucky to still have its through lines and 2 sidings. The climb up Rattery starts immediately after Totnes. That's what we're going up now. Very visible from the platform. 7th steepest in the UK, is what I'm told. HSTs, oh yes, we already talked about this. HSTs, when running from one engine only, were banned from calling at Totnes on the down to ensure they got a run up to have half a chance of making it up Rattery alive. Same with departing Paignton on the up, not allowed to call at Torquay. Oh, didn't know that.
This is good. Now we're nearly at Plymouth, 19 miles to Plymouth.
So nearly might be pushing it a little bit.
Nearly, yeah.
The next bit says, the line between Totnes and Hemerdon was re-signalled a couple of years ago, and some of the signal spacing improved. Detection is now by axle counters, not for any special reason, other than that it is the default option nowadays. It's controlled from a small VDU desk in Plymouth panel. Totnes and everything east as far as cog load is controlled from Exeter panel. So we're sort of changing signalling territory, I suppose. We're going from one panel to the next.
But imagine these kinds of banks, though, with the steam engines or the lower powered diesels or locos. Fun. Opportunity
You don't have
for
to
max
imagine.
throttle.
You can. Yeah. You don't have to imagine. You can play it.
Tomorrow.
Yes, from tomorrow, 4 p.m. consoles, 6 p.m. Steam and Epic. You haven't got long to wait, chat.
Someone's asking how did I pre-cache the route? Basically, you can pre-cache the shaders by basically flying all over the route. So what I did was spawn a train in at Plymouth, use the 8 camera, and then just flew all over the route. Took about 20 minutes by just flying the camera all over the route. And that will mean that any stuttering due to caching and building shaders as the display driver goes will get done. Then restart the service and you can start it and you'll find it's a lot smoother. And it will be every time you run it. But there is only a limited, most systems have only got a limited shader cache. You can configure it in your display driver, which means that it'll be fine for one route, possibly 2 routes, but if you then use more routes and go back to the first one you use, it may well have gone. So it's just keep an eye on that. If you find it stuttering more than you'd expect it to, go and have a quick fly around the route and get it to pre-cache the shaders. It's a bit annoying to do the first time, but if you do that, then when you're actually driving the train, you get a much better experience. The 220 is our model, yeah, Will. And it's not the TS Classic model, it's a completely new one. Fizzy, so the memory situation isn't vastly improved at the moment. We're still working on it. The Series S gets a fairly big improvement because of a new update from Microsoft we've incorporated. So the Series S will I think benefit to the tune of about 500-600 megabytes of memory. But other platforms not yet. We're still working on more improvements for memory. Then the next round we're going to really focus on blurring. Is kind of the main thing. We've freed up a bunch of memory, which has improved the crash situation. But for me, the blurring is the sort of the next major thing that needs addressing. And then we'll come back and look at other aspects of memory. The challenge is whenever we free up memory, the game designers come along and fill it up with more stuff. I don't think we're going to have time to do the Day of the Dispatcher scenario tonight. I will run it tomorrow. I'll run it completely tomorrow. We're going to do, I think we'll do a little bit of guard mode just to show guard mode on the 150, and then we'll call it once we get to Plymouth. So that'll be the plan for tonight.
We talked a bit about the HST, obviously for players with Great Western Express, but we haven't really mentioned the 166 much. I know, Tyler, you mentioned that earlier. That's presumably got some services in this, has it?
Yeah, we got some questions
yes,
about both trains.
Do you want to go through those? So I'll ask which. So we have. Let me just go to them. Oh, where are they? Have you put them? Have you got?
They're in the timetable section at the top of Q&A.
Thank you. Yes. How many services do the Class 43 HC and the Class 160 have from Great Western Express route?
So there's 31 HST services, including empty coaching stock to and from Lara Depot, and 24 Class 166 moves, including ECS to and from Exeter Depot. The 166 also does, there's a second 166 that does AI services to either Barnstaple or Oakhampton. Yeah.
Awesome.
Off the map.
Yes. AI at Exeter, Exeter St. David's. And the HSTs that you can play are the 4-car version. So they're running services between Penzance and Cardiff. One of the reasons we chose to set the route in 2023, because in that year, A, Marshbarn Station had opened, and B, they were still running the unmodified, some of the HSTs without the castle sliding doors. So it gave us the most variety. There are no HST services to London, though. Those are all 802 in 2023.
I heard the mic cutting out on Tyler. I didn't hear it on Jamie. Must admit I wasn't listening, but interesting.
Tyler, I think you might have this. You might have the same thing with the mics as well, like I did, maybe.
Okay, I've changed my Discord settings, so hopefully it won't do that again.
Yeah, that sounded better.
We can. I can hear some kind of background noise now.
That's what it was trying to get rid of, I think.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think so.
The 158 isn't ours to do a DWR 158. Someone just asked that question. I can't find you now. Apologies. That would be if it was going to be done, that would be a Skyhook thing. So I've not heard anything, but it would be a logical thing to do if they have the time and the opportunity. So yeah, potentially look out for that coming up, maybe in a future roadmap. But like I said, no one's told firmly they are doing it. Oh yes, because down here they use a 2-car and put an extra end on the end, don't they, sometimes? That's on the 158s. I've seen the photos of that, it looks weird.
Yeah, the 3-car 158. Yeah, it's got like, I suppose it's got 3 cabs, has it?
Yeah.
Somewhere, yeah.
Wow.
They sometimes couple those with 150s as well, so you get like a weird hodgepodge 158, 150 GWR sort of thing happening on those Exmouth services actually that go from Exeter St David's through to Exmouth.
It's always interesting seeing the different types of units when they all. I'm sure I've seen like a picture somewhere of like, I think it was like a 170, a 158. And a 150 or 150 or a 153 or something like that, where they've had like different variations of a unit coupled together. I mean, I've seen that in some. I can't remember where I've seen that before.
We have got that in a couple of routes as well. 170 and 158 coupled together on 5 Circle Line, I think.
They do. That's very true.
And on Cardiff as well, the 150s and the 153s.
Yeah.
Blank square, do you mean the bit in the middle here? I imagine it was left there for future upgrades for probably ETCS or something like that. It would have been made sort of in the time where it was on the cards, so they would have allowed the space to be used for future upgrades perhaps.
Yeah, someone's just said cheese will future-proof of ECTS. Yeah, because
makes sense. It's just about the right size for it for an ETCS screen to go in.
You have got that on the back, haven't you, as well? I think you turned that on, I remember, on the back.
Whoa. Probably. We've got no signs of progress yet on the 350 getting London Midland livery now. Oh, sorry, it's LNWR one. We've certainly got no plans to give it LNWR to London Midland livery. Or are you talking about Birmingham crew? In which case, I don't know.
There's another question from the forum. Will you be doing a Diesel Legends of the Great Western 2 based on a historic timetable using the existing appropriate VR Blue collection? I haven't seen any plans for it. I'd love to see a modder take a stab at it.
I would love to see a Diesel Legends of the Western, Great Western.
I would too. Yeah, this is your chance to learn the public.
One thing about the timetable, are all services, excluding layers, available in the same Gen 8, or is it split into different timetables depending on the loco?
The Gen 8 timetable is one timetable that includes the 150, 802, and 220.
Thank you.
It's a separate timetable, though, isn't it?
Yes, it's a separate timetable. It only includes those 3 trains, no other layers. But apart from that, it has all the services, and they're identical.
Yeah, there's nothing much we can do about microphones at the moment, so we'll try and make sure for future students we get everyone hooked up with microphones that work properly.
Also, there was a question asked: will the liveries from Liam's future HST pack sub onto the HST services for this route?
Yes, I spoke to Liam about that yesterday, and he said yes, they do, and they will.
Fantastic. So that to look forward to as well.
It's not a secret plan if you tell everybody, Redleader.
We did have a few questions for you, Matt. Are we still having route hopping in the future, or has this been taken away in TSW6?
Route hopping is all still there. It was missed out on these routes. It doesn't apply to this route, but like Morristown will get the route hopping feature, but every other route that's got it has still got it. It should have been part of these routes, where appropriate.
Okay. Why was trophy sort of achievement support? Where is? Because I don't think this has got. Is it?
Say that one more time as a whole question.
Sorry. Why is there trophy or achievement support for the TSW6 routes?
No, in TSW6 there's only achievements for the core game. There won't be achievements for individual bits of content. Because of the way that certification works and with the timings involved for localization and so forth, it's becoming increasingly problematic to manage achievements. So we took a decision to just focus on core achievements on TSW6 and took them out of routes going forward as well.
Okay. And there was one more. Obviously we were talking about the amount of beta testers, but how do beta testers, they help to make the route, the best it can be, and
in every way you can possibly imagine, to be honest. I involved the beta testers right from the very beginning of the process. They helped pick the routes. Riviera was jointly picked by having, discussed a number of options with the beta team. Then, as the routes have progressed, once things start going in, sometimes just, once a route is chosen, then the beta team will, be involved also in helping scope that route, helping understand what's important, what's less important, so that we can shape the project to fit the available timescales and skills and so forth. What we need to find out, providing that knowledge and insight. So big shout out, big thank you to the beta testers. And then once it goes into dev, and they start then seeing the project being built, then they'll go fly around, they'll report various things that they see, signalling issues that they see. They'll report scenery problems, they'll be driving the trains, reporting problems. Some people are really super interested. We've got 2 or 3 beta testers, for example, in the UK who were super focused on the Class 150 and provided endless feedback on the problems of the 150 and where bug fixes maybe in some cases didn't work the way they'd expected. They tried to find a different way to explain what they meant, because sometimes that's the problem. You're like, it just needs to be bigger, more, better, and then the team will respond to those things, and beta team will. So it's just an awful lot of getting involved everywhere that people want to get involved in, to be honest. Trying to be as transparent with the beta team as possible, give them the opportunity to input at every level. Eddie, for example, helped immeasurably throughout the entire development process, as did other people on the Morristown line. And there are similar people like Josh and others, Gary on the trains, that helped out a lot with those things. So beta testers have been, really, really instrumental. But equally, so the teams that have worked on the projects that work with the beta testers. Oh, we've got a freight train.
There you go, it's freight. There you are.
Every level you can think of. They call them beta testers, but really they're involved from the entire life cycle. I find that's the most useful way to benefit from everyone's experiences, thoughts, guidance, and so forth, is to get everybody involved right from the very, very start.
I'll just add as well, particularly with Train Sim World 6, I know the beta testers are so passionate about sharing screenshots, and quite often working on the marketing side, we lean on some of their expertise in photo mode in particular to get some absolutely stunning shots.
Some of the screenshots have been stunning, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean the Riviera Line article, I think had the most screenshots of any article we've put out so far for TSW6, and a considerable number of those shots were taken by the beta testers. So, yeah, thanks to them.
Go past Lara Depot. Once we finish at Plymouth, I'll return to free run and we can just have a quick fly around Lara.
Fantastic, yeah, because we've had a few questions about that. One of the things someone else asked is how long been in development?
Wow, Tyler, when did the team start on it? It's been a while, hasn't it?
I think I started pre-production on it in February.
That sounds about right.
So obviously it was confirmed before that, but that's when I started looking at the timetable and figuring out, what are we going to need to do to make it happen.
Yeah, because I know that the team there at Rivet went out and started surveying the stations possibly before then.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I think there was someone who said they actually saw one of the rivets taking pictures of the station.
Yeah, I remember that.
Someone said. Yeah.
Do we? I know we're coming into Plymouth now, but do we need to just quickly outline? I know layers default to off, and obviously we've talked a lot about all the additional stuff that's going to be available with all the add-ons. But I think some players may not see those immediately when they start up the game. Do we need to just outline? Again, we've described it in articles, but just for people's benefit.
Very good. Yes.
The layers will be defaulted to off, is my understanding, when players first start the game.
That's correct. Layers will be filtered to off, even if you're an existing user. You'll get a message when the game boots up, reminding you, and it will only do that the first time. There is a setting that you can use to turn them on. I'll just do that right now. Under General, you can do Enable all timetable layers. It does come with the warning now that says you may experience resource issues if you do that. And then there's obviously the new functionality in the Layers screen, in the Layers tab, which lets you select all, unselect all, and also it persists those settings as well. So once you've set your preferred layers on a route, it'll now save those, which is a big improvement actually. It also now tells you at the top when the button for layers now tells you how many you have active and how many there are total. So you get like layers 5 out of 28, for example. So you can immediately see if it's not got everything active.
And for Riviera Line, you can see potentially what you might be missing as well. Because again, I think we outlined some of the stuff. You may think it enables something, but there might be a particular coach or a particular wagon from a different add-on, and it will highlight exactly what's not available.
Yeah.
I think the total does not include things that are unavailable. The total is, it'll say 28 out of 28, but that's if you have 28 layers that you own. So it might.
It should tell you the total layers. It should tell you the total layer count of everything, because if you then click that button, it will show you all the layers you don't own and what you need to activate those layers.
Okay.
Should do.
Well, no matter what you buy, you won't have cargo line nuclear until that is released.
No, exactly.
And here we come into Plymouth. Here we are. Look at that, it's an arrival, isn't a departure at the same time. Station.
I think Isaac's question, will the layer setting be added to other routes too? It's a global setting, I understand. Is that right, Matt? It will apply to everything?
It applies to everything. So effectively all routes have layers off, but if you use that master setting, it will just put it straight back. So you're one click away from the experience you had previously, if that's what you want to do. Just fly back to have a quick look at Lara. I've no idea if I'm crucifying that name, by the way, so apologies.
I mean, one thing about Plymouth, we were talking about the 220. How many, is there any service? Couple 220 service?
You cut out during part of that, but I think your question was, are there any services that couple or uncouple? Yes, but most of them are AI, just because of the way, an arriving train from the portal will come and couple trains. So you can see it. You can't play most of them. Yeah, so here's the car washers, train wash at Lara. This platform right here is, yep. So you'll pull all the way into there, and that will change ends when you're turning the train. This is the tail of the triangle, or the Y, depending on where you are. Oh, there's a rail tour.
Oh. What's the other end?
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
That's the champion rail tour.
Then there's some static stock around the yard as well.
And we've got there on the top part of the triangle, there's more to it.
And there's also, yes, it's the train wash. There's also one of the questions about can you refuel trains? There is a fuel rack here at Lyra. It's used in one of the scenarios is you're driving on fuel. You have to make it finish your run and then make it back to Lyra before you run out of fuel. We have tested it. If you drive inefficiently, you can run out of fuel in Fells.
There you go. That's a challenge for everybody then.
Come out here. So just a schematic on the map there. That's what Lyra looks like. The player accessibility is down to the transfer, the staff platform here, specifically, so you can use the Lyra depot completely.
Yeah, because someone said you can use the Y, so you can use the Y to turn train.
And the train washer and.
There's quite a few services that use it.
Yeah, well, all of the I did the ones with the Flying Scotsman using the 08 to pull it round the Y, store it, then pull it, and then push it and pull it all the way back into Plymouth again. It was quite fun for the with the 08 actually.
Oh,
right, okay, let's do a quick thing with the guard mode, because we promised that, but we're not going to do a full guard mode. We'll just do a couple of stops, and then we'll finish, I think, for the evening.
Yep.
Do you want to do another Voyager run from Exeter through to Plymouth?
Well, I'm down. 150. What was the service? To F12?
It was, yes, to F12, 9:40 then.
Conductor.
Conductor.
And maybe this is a good chance, if you want to show off, just go into photo mode and show nighttime at Paignton, maybe?
Hang on. So actually, there's two ways of doing the controls for the guard on this one. Open the local door. Release the rest of the doors. And then switch to photo mode. And change it to nighttime.
There we go, look at this. Oh yeah, it's very nice, yeah. That looks lovely. Even the lights under the station canopies and everything like that, crossings, it just it makes it feel all alive, doesn't it? Little steam loco there on shed as well.
Right, back to reality. Oh, there's the red one.
There you go, there, yeah. The plane train sim world on his
What's
PC.
Hacker doing? Oh, tippy-tappy, tippy-tappy.
Yeah, he's pre-ordering.
Yeah, he's getting his pre-order in,
He wants to play tomorrow.
He wants to play tomorrow, don't
Deluxe
forget.
edition and special edition if you want to play tomorrow.
Yeah, less than 24 hours, guys. Less than 24 hours. Train Fanner, yes, this is Paignton. Oh, your fire extinguisher there to do, Matt.
Oh, I'm going to have like a billion conductor tickets to do. This route is so much harder now that passengers are behaving.
Does anyone else speak to them in their head, or is it just me? Like when I play conductor mode, I have conversations with them in my head.
When I'm playing on my own, we have very, very interesting conversations about why they don't work properly. Yes.
Well, I picked a 2-car train for you, Matt, so there's not that many, not that much room for passengers. 4-car train is really a lot of tickets.
None of them got in this car.
Isaac, we don't have the ramps for guard mode, but we do have them as collectibles in the Morristown line. We showed that in the previous stream last week if you're interested in ramps.
Great Western Railway service to Exmouth.
16 tickets and misbehaving passengers with things. 24th September, Paignton, Dawlish. Go ahead and do that. 24th September, Paignton, Exeter. Paignton's Marsh Barton, 24th September. Everyone's being very restrained. Paignton, Newton Abbott, yes. Paignton, Dawlish, 15th of September. No, top of my train. Right, Paignton, Dawlish, 24th. We've got Paignton, Newbury. I'm going to go with get off my train. Paignton, Starcross, you're good. Paignton, Cheltenham, Spa. Okay, so we're picking up the troublemakers now. Paignton, Tor. Paignton, Torquay. I am checking the date as well. Paignton, Torquay. They're going to let him into Tor, right? Right, 23rd of September, no. Paignton, Liscard. We're going the wrong way for Liscard, I think. Nope. Paignton, Tor, yes. You've got the wrong train, let's get it away. Paignton, Torquay, 24th. Right, all checked.
And they all went to the same coach as well.
Well, they do. It's because it's the nearest one to get onto.
Just like in real life.
Well, exactly. Yeah. The number of times in real life you'll find that the train looks really, really crowded, and probably the other end of the train completely empty.
Southeastern High Speed, St Pancras is the worst for that. Everyone gets on the first coach. No one walks down to the end.
That's very true, that. Yeah.
Do one more stop. I'll do this stop from the end car, because you can use the controls in the end area as well. The speed isn't broken, the speed is only there for when you're driving the train. It's just at the moment the UI doesn't just get rid of the speed. It used to say like minus 99 before we fixed it to say 15, but that's not actually supposed to be there. It's just other things to do. It hasn't been got rid of yet. But I didn't hear that announcement, but I guess we're coming into the station. That usually means we're 650 metres away. Stand up, go and stand in the end here. I won't get ahead of the guard system, I'll let the guard system show me. You remember, you only get the instructions on the first two, right? After the second one, it then lets you just figure it out all on your own. So you only get instructions on the first two.
We just had a question about when are the sounds getting added to Cardiff?
I don't know. I think they should be part of the release.
This is a Great Western Railway service to
Open the thing.
next station is
Open the local door. Open the rest of the doors.
Dawlish Warren, Starcross, Marsh Barton, Exeter St Thomas, Exeter St David's, Exeter Central, St James Park, Poleslow Bridge, Digby and Selton.
Oh, it's so good having loads of people getting on the train. Look at this.
Limpston Commando, Limpston
Matt, when you're prototyping Train Sim World, way back when, did you ever imagine Conductor mode?
No, actually. No. Liam is full credit to Liam for showing that it was of interest. Same with the platform dispatcher. Right, close the doors. Let's make sure that they're all shut and everyone's safe. Good. Shut the local door.
the next station is Tor. This is a Great Western Railway service to Exmouth.
And find the naughty passengers. Torquay to Marsh Barton, 24th September. Good. Torquay to Dawlish, 24th September. What? Torquay to Fennerton. No. Torquay to Newton Abbot. Torquay to Starcross on the 11th of September. Probably not. Torquay to Marsh Barton, 30th of September. Okay, we found the troublemakers. Torquay to Tor, 20th. Torquay to Teignmouth, 24th. Torquay to Tor, 24th. Right day anyway. Torquay to Newton Abbot, 24th. Yes. Torquay to Dawlish. Yes.
We are now approaching Tor.
Torquay to Tor. No, we can't be approaching yet. Torquay to Marsh Barton. Torquay to Tor. Torquay to Newton Abbot. Torquay to Dawlish. Torquay to Dawlish.
There's one there you go.
Torquay to Wimbledon. Good luck with that, right? Oh, I did get them all. Yeah.
There you go, look at that.
Coming in now to next station. I think once the train has stopped, I'll open the local doors and then we'll leave the train.
This is Tor. This is a Great Western Railway.
Great Western Railway
Excellent.
service to Exmouth.
There we are.
Calling at Newton Abbot, Teignmouth,
Sorry, but
You've got to. You've got to do it. There you go. Ta-da! There you go.
love it.
St James Park,
Right, okay, let us put back to cameras.
Salton,
Yep.
Newport,
Everybody put your camera face back on. Whenever I do this, everyone looks surprised, like they're not expecting it.
Village.
Right, there we go. Boom. We're back. We're back in the room.
Oh dear. How are we all? How are we? Yes, that was the Riviera Line stream. Absolutely phenomenal. Well done, Matt, for driving. And Tyler, Joe, your knowledge, and Tyler about the time told Joe about your absolutely fantastic. So yes, it's been really helpful having you on. Let's just go through some of the information. Don't forget, as we've mentioned, you have got under 24 hours before you'll be able to play Train Sim World 6. It's getting very exciting. If you've got Deluxe or Special Edition, at 4 PM UK time on console, so on PlayStation, and 6 PM UK time on Steam and Epic. And don't forget, there's also standard and free starter pack as well. Will be coming, or that they will also be available. You have got also the Voyager and the Riviera Line will all be available separately. If you want to bring up the graphics, Matt, just quickly before I forget as well, just to go through all the different.
Which one do you want first?
Have you got standard there, or have you got?
I have them all.
Yeah, you have them all. So that's standard edition. So you get the 3 routes with. Have you got the free version?
That one.
That's the one. Try for free. There you go. So that launches on the 30th of September, and but don't forget it's a limited time offer. So that only lasts until the 11th of November. If we go on to Deluxe, you'll have early access. You get all the 3 new routes plus the 3 Deluxe locomotives. So including the 220, which if you then go on to Special Edition, and here is Special Edition, which you get all. Plus, you get 5 other routes, which is Boston, Mannheim, Cardiff City, work, Semmeringbahn and Zolia. So
Zwolle
you've got all
Groningen,
that. All...
he cut that out there, but it's Zwolle Groningen.
Thank you. Yeah, this is me cutting out. Sorry if I keep cutting out. We'll have to. But yeah, it's always fun, isn't it? So there we go. I think that's everything that I want to show. I think that's all the bits and pieces I wanted to go through. But yes, if you haven't pre-ordered, don't forget you've also got, if you haven't already, you have got a loyalty discount, and you get the 5-day early access from tomorrow. So we look forward to seeing your pictures, your videos, feedback, everything you want to do. So yes, the excitement starts tomorrow, and I hope you've been. I've got to say, a very big thank you to Joe,
Wow, it cut you out completely there for ages. You were talking through all of that, and it just cut you out completely. That's a class act. Well done. So yeah. Thank you, Joe and Tyler. It's been a pleasure having you on the stream as always, and incredibly insightful. So thank you for that. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I think Alex has, if he hasn't already shared. I think it's 7 o'clock in the evening until midnight.
Yeah, I think it is
thereabouts.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, I'm going to do a long stream on Saturday. So come along and join me. I'll be on the official channel tomorrow, and then my personal channel over the weekend. I may even do a stream on Sunday as well. Let's see how we get going, right? I know it's I'm itching to just sit back and relax and chill and play the game. Spend a lot of time working on it. It's good to just sit. I'm really looking forward to just sitting back a minute and play it as a player. So I get to do that tomorrow as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. So just if you want to play tomorrow, you need to pre-order the deluxe or the special edition. And if you don't pre-order them, but you wait until, say, the weekend, and then you think, oh, I wish actually that sounds good, you'll get immediate access if you do buy it. So you've always got that option to take part in the early access at any point and still benefit. Do they still get the 10% if they do it on like Saturday, or does the 10% pre-order discount finish from early access?
Sure about that one. Do you know, Joe?
I believe it carries through until the 30th, but we will outline that. It will be on the FAQs if you need to.
It'll be on the FAQ, so double check that. I may be talking nonsense, so just double check that this stuff has all been announced. But hope to see you. Hope you enjoy. Looking forward to hearing your feedback, and we will. We'll see you on those streams. And I can't remember whether we've got what our streaming plans are post.
We've got Railway 200. Railway 200. All the streams for Railway 200 this week.
Oh, we got streams for Railway. Oh, yes, we're doing ambassador streams this weekend, aren't we?
There we are.
There we go. We've got ambassador streams that we're hosting this weekend as well. So there is just a plethora of train fun to enjoy this weekend from us, from ambassadors, and from around the railway community. So what an amazing train weekend. Thanks very much for watching, folks. It's been a little bit longer of a stream than we were planning on it, but we got to Plymouth, so yay. And we looked at everything we needed to look at. So thanks again, and we'll see you on the next stream. Thanks, folks. Bye-bye.
Thanks all.
Bye.